have a concession stand just on the east side? You know, is it open?
Yeah, I kind of figured that looking at it from your guys' perspective.
Reminder to all Falcon and Olympian fans, we got concession stand on the east side of the stadium.
Live from the campus of San Diego Mesa College, we're at Merrill Douglas Stadium where the Olympians will play host to the Cerritos Falcons. I'm Ted Mendenhall alongside Dan McClellan. Glad you could join us this evening. Both of these teams coming in 4-2 overall, Dan. However, the Olympians losing their league opener a week ago, 0-1, while Cerritos won their league opener. They are 1-0 in league play, so this is a key game tonight for the Olympians if they want to have any shot at winning their league.
I think we have two teams that on paper are very similar, Ted. They both have the ability to score quickly. I see with the Falcons, if they can get the ball on the outside in their run game, that they can break off some really big plays. And I think for the Olympians, the real key is they have the ability to convert on third and long with their wide receivers. If it's 3rd and 15, that they can convert and keep the drive going. I really think it may come down to whoever has the ball last.
Very well could be. You've got two teams on paper anyway that are almost mirror images, both averaging about 36 points a game. Cerritos gives up 25. The Olympians give up 27, so that's about as close as you can get numbers-wise, as they have the coin toss at midfield, trying to figure out if the winner of the coin toss is going to accept or defer to the second half. And it was Cerritos winning the toss. They defer to the second half, so the Olympians will get the ball offensively first. They'll be going left to right, wearing the blue jerseys with white numbers. And very simple to follow Cerritos, white jerseys with the blue numbers. In his second year as the head coach, Gary Watkins, with an overall record of 8-8. And this is their second year playing on this level, a much more difficult level talent-wise. And he's done some wonderful things with his teams. Now, this is a cool thing that they do now before the game, where the entire team will meet at the halfway mark and shake hands.
Yeah, I think it's great sportsmanship to start things off. And one thing it does is, at the end of the game, you can have a lot of, heated emotions going on. And I think it, prevents something negative happening between the two players. Instead of doing the handshakes that could be a little forced afterwards, is to start things off with some good sportsmanship. And I think it's a cool tradition to start.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. The second-year head coach at Cerritos is Dean Grossfeld. He's also the quarterback coach and offensive coordinator for the Falcons, coming in with an overall record of 11-6 in his first season with the Falcons. They, in fact, won the Southern California Bowl over Golden West 21-9, and as mentioned, coming off of a victory a week ago against the Fullerton Hornets, while the Olympians lost their first game to the El Camino Warriors. That was on the road. As they get ready to go out and get set for the kickoff, as mentioned, the Olympians will be going left to right offensively.
I think it's very important here for the Olympians to get some sort of a solid drive to start the game, just for the tempo and the tone. Really, because the Falcons can score quickly. You don't want to have a short drive, punt it, and then you're down 7-0. And the fact the Falcons aren't going to get the ball to start the second half. So I think the Olympians, to be in it, they need to set the tone here early.
A little bit of strategy there, try and get that ball in the second half and make some adjustments. Of course, ideally, if you're the head coach, you hope you score at the end of the first half and then get the ball to start the second half. Back to receive for the Olympians, Rance Gardner, who averages about 25 yards per return. It is Petrescu ready to kick it off for the Falcons. He signals he's ready, puts his foot into the ball, and it is kicked deep into the back of the end zone and out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And that's where the Olympians will take over, led by the freshman from Lincoln High School, Asante Hartzog, 6 foot, 196 pounds, comes in, completing 56% of his passes, 948 yards, 11 touchdowns against just 4 interceptions.
Last week when Cerritos played Fullerton took the opening kick for a touchdown. So I think they just decided to play wise and kick it out of the back of the end zone.
The running back is Andrew Wimmer, a freshman from Bingham High School in Utah, averages 5 yards per carry. They'll start off with a tight end and a trips formation to the near side. Hartzog now checks over the defense. Has the snap, and he will hand it off to Wimmer on the left side across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. A good, healthy pickup for Wimmer on first down.
Wimmer's able to make the first tackler miss there. That key for extra few yards.
That's an 8-yard pickup, which will bring up second down and 2. And of course, those the yardage on first and second down key so that you can keep that playbook open. This time they split them out, slot to the right side, one receiver to the left. Hartzog has the snap again. The handoff is to Wimmer. This time he'll be caught and dropped in the backfield by Elijah Dolphin, 6'3", 232-pound defensive end from Long Beach Poly. And that'll be no gain. Maybe a loss of a yard there, Dan, will bring up 3rd and 3.
Yeah, he was hitting the backfield. I think he lost a yard there.
So on the opening drive, Olympians with a 3rd down at their own 32-yard line. Hartzog again with that 3-receiver set. Wimmer set behind him. Blitz is coming, and Hartzog's going to run it right up the middle. He's to the 40, 45-yard line, across midfield, down the sideline, and finally knocked out of bounds in Cerritos territory at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, that was a great play by Hartzog to just realize the blitz right away, saw where the opening was, and just took off.
Noah Lopez, a corner, was blitzing off the left side, and Hartzog completely took him out of the play by running right in between the tackles. So 1st and 10, Cerritos at the make that Olympians at the Cerritos 36-yard line. Sticking with that 3-receiver set. Hartzog has the snap, handoff to Wimmer, and he'll get a couple of yards across the 35-yard line. One thing you will see the Olympians do is when they start picking up first downs, they will hurry up the offense and get right up on the ball. And of course, that's a strategy to keep the defense from being able to substitute in a different package. Of course, if you substitute on offense, the officials will hold you up until they get a chance to get set. On second down, Hartzog hit as he throws, and it's picked off at the 22-yard line. There's a flag on the play. Coming back the other way is Demario King, and nobody chasing him. He's just going to take it all the way back to the end zone. But Cerritos acting like this is going to be called back, and maybe that's why there was the lack of enthusiasm.
Yeah, it
on
looked
that
like
return.
the Cerritos jumped.
So everybody waiting back at the line of scrimmage. That is not going to be a pick six for Demario King, who would have picked up his 2nd interception of the year. And that might explain the pressure on Hartzog, who had somebody breathing down his neck immediately at the snap.
I got to imagine that Coach Watkins will probably review that play and question the hustle there, because you never know if it's going to go the other way, that maybe, somebody on the offensive line moved and everybody just stood around and just assumed that the defense jumped. They did, but that's a bad way to go down 7 with just standing with your hands on your hips.
That's a great point. You go ahead and keep playing and let the officials sort it out afterward. So after the offsides, they have it at the 29-yard line of Cerritos' opening drive. Hard count from Hartzog. Almost got him to jump off sides again there. Now he'll look over to the sideline. And now adjusting the play. Wide out to the right side, and now a timeout. Don McManus. Timeout by Gary Watkins, not liking what he was seeing there, and perhaps some confusion by the offense. When you get down into this territory, Dan, the yardage is precious, and you don't want to lose any.
That's for sure, but I think it was key that they picked up that first down on 3rd and short. They've gotten into the Falcons' territory, and hopefully they convert for a touchdown here, but they've done the key things they need to do to set the tone in this game.
For the Olympians, they won their first 4 games of the season before running into the #1 team in the nation, the Riverside Community College Tigers. losing that one 61-26, and then as mentioned last week, after a bye week, losing 45-27 to El Camino. Coach Gary Watkins saying that this team does really well when they get up early, but not so well with adversity, and that's something that they've got to work on, being able to come back from making mistakes. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as this game goes along. 2nd down and 3. Ball is at the 29 of Cerritos. So we've had an offsides and now a timeout. Let's see if that affects the rhythm of the offense any. Hartzog has the snap. Play action, quick throw to the slot, and that's going to be caught for a 1st down at the 24-yard line. And that catch made by Taj Broomfield, a sophomore wide receiver.
Hartzog's pass complete to Taj Broomfield.
It'll be 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line now. The Falcons' opening drive, which is consumed a little over 3 minutes. Started back at their own 20-yard line after the touchback. Now a pistol formation. Wimmer in the backfield. Hartzog now with a signal to the right side. Looks over to the left at his tight end. Now back to throw, a fade towards the end zone and incomplete. Had a man open, that was Antoine Ware, the sophomore from Wagner High School in Texas. Had a step on the corner, but thrown too far.
I like the play call there. I mean, Ware has 35 receptions for 538 yards and I believe 8 TDs on the year, and they didn't hand it off on 1st down again. I think you need to mix it up a bit as you're going along and not hand it off every time to Wimmer on 1st down.
Cade Hackey checks into the game for the Olympians. He's wide to the left side, a trips formation to the right, 2nd down and 10. Now they've got a 3rd and long.
Was there a little miscommunication there, or did he just bobble the snap?
No, it did look like the ball was snapped before he was ready. McManus checking into the game. Hackey will go to the sideline. McManus lines up wide out to the left side. And again, 3 receivers to the right. 3rd down and 13. Ball is at the 26. Hartzog with the hard count, now has the snap. 4-man rush, great protection. Now he's going to step up and run with it, using that speed down inside the 15 and close to a 1st down, but he's going to come up about a yard short.
Once
so
again,
decision time here, Dan, on 4th and 1.
Yeah, once again, Herzog was able to notice the pressure there and identify it and make a big gain. I agree with this move. Go for it. Set the tone early. I don't think this game's going to be won by field goals.
No, that's a great point. We already talked about it being a potential track meet. You're not going to win it with 3.
4th and 2.
4th down and a long yard, about a yard and a half. Hartzog with a fullback this time. He rolls to his right, throws it to the fullback, got the 1st down, inside the 10 to the 5. It'll be 1st and goal on the completion.
That was a great move there. It just got to make DeMario King totally whiff on the tackle, pick up the 1st down.
1st and goal for the Olympians.
So it'll be 1st and goal on a drive that's consumed over 5 minutes, opening drive of the game. And a snap to somebody else in the backfield, and it's going to be a touchdown.
Is that a little wildcat there?
Muniz there with the run and the touchdown on a 5-yard scamper, and it's 6-0 Olympians.
I like a little trickery there. That caught a little off guard. And they did everything we talked about in terms of converting on 3rd down, identifying the blitz to be able to make some big runs, but Herzog did to convert those 1st downs. And to score and to take 5.5 minutes off the clock was huge.
Raul Reyes now will try the extra point out of the hold of Muniz, who just scored that touchdown. Snap good, hold is good. And the kick is through. The Olympians with an excellent 80-yard drive that takes over just under 5.5 minutes. They lead it 7-0. And now their defense will have a chance to answer and keep Cerritos out of the end zone.
The only question marks I have coming off that first drive is the communication of between the center and the quarterback there. You saw the one almost turnover when it bounced off of Herzog and he was able to fall on it. But even on the touchdown, there was a high snap that almost went over his head, and there was another high snap on the drive. So they need to get that cleaned up.
Two return men deep for the Falcons. It'll be Brandon Jones and C.J. Parks awaiting the kickoff.
Luis Gonzalez will be kicking off.
Make that Jacoby Hardy. Jacoby Hardy averages over 30 yards per return. He has returned one to the house this year as well. Kicking it off for the Olympians, Luis Gonzalez.
You know, the big difference between this year and last year's Olympians is improved special teams play.
It's going to be a short kick. Coming up on it is Brandon Jones to the 25, 30-yard line. Has a seam, 40 to midfield, and he's brought down in Mesa territory.
Not only was the kick short there, but Jones did a great job of letting his blockers set up in front of him and then just created a seam right up the middle and took it to midfield there.
They mark it right on the 49 of Mesa. And here come the Falcons for the first time tonight. Jonathan Martin is the starting quarterback, but it's make that TJ McMahon is the starting quarterback, and he's lined up in the pistol. And he will hand it off up the middle down to the 46-yard line. Carl Odom with the carry. 6'1", 227-pound sophomore. McMahon, a freshman from Servite High School, completing 70.6% of his passes, over 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions. Dan, he is an accurate thrower.
Yeah, last week he was 27 or 32 for 352 yards and 3 TDs.
Second down, ball at the 45-yard line after the 4-yard pickup, 6 yards to go. Now a receiver on either side. McMahon has the snap, hands it off again, and that's going to be spun down to about the 38-yard line. That carry again by Carl Odom. Odom averages 5 yards a carry this year, 370 yards on the season and 4 touchdowns.
Odom's the lead running back there for the Falcons, but last week, Ropate carried the ball 15 times for 75 yards and 4 TDs. So they kind of have a two-headed beast there at running back.
And Rapati and Odom are both in the backfield here on 3rd down and 4. Ball at the 43 of the Olympians. McMahon swings it out of the backfield. Nobody is there. That's caught down at the 40 to the inside the 35-yard line by Carl Odom once again.
That was just a well-designed play of having both running backs there. It's a little, fake to the near side. The defense bit, and then the other running back was wide open for an easy first down.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Falcons trying to answer the opening touchdown by the Olympians, who lead at 7-0, 7:35 to go first quarter. Wide out to the left, C.J. Parks. One receiver to the right side, that 2-back formation again. High snap. Now that one's handed off to Rapati to the 30, slips a couple tackles down to the 25, and that's going to be a 10-yard run and another Cerritos first down.
He looked like a bulldog on that run, just hard to bring down.
Yeah, he did, and there were a couple missed tackles on that, which you hate to see.
Picks up a first down.
Olympians, if they're going to stop this offense, will have to make one-on-one tackles. 1st and 10.
1st and 10 from the 24.
They'll mark it at the 24-yard line and stick with that same formation. McMahon has the snap. Good protection, swings it on the wheel route, and it's caught down near the 11-yard line. And that was Rapati.
Pass was complete to Carl Odom.
Got an injury on the play, and it's one of the Mesa players down at the point of the tackle.
That was the tackler. His timing was precise when the ball got there. Hit him hard, fell down, and the excellent training staff is out there taking a look.
Hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him. That is another first down for Cerritos. They're going to have the ball at about the 13-yard line.
The Olympian player popped right back up and is trotting to the side.
That's Havani Makahele, the starting linebacker. Had a chance to see him play a few times at Mission Hills High School up in San Marcos. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. TJ McMahon from the shotgun. McMahon will hand it off. That's Rapati. And he's tackled inside the 10-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Handoff with the weekly Rapati, tackled by Isaiah Sales.
There's about a 3-yard gain. 2nd down and 7 coming up. Ball at the 9. Mesa scoring on their opening drive, and now Cerritos knocking at the door looking to do the same.
2nd and 7 from the 9.
5.5 minutes to go first quarter. McMahon, another high snap, under some pressure now, and he gets away from a tackler, lunges for the end zone. He's going to be caught short at the 1. But man, McMahon there had eyes in the back of his head as Makoti Robertson, the defensive tackle, was breathing down his neck.
Hunter Allen on the tackle.
Looked very similar to a couple of the Herzog scampers there on the Olympian first drive.
So 1st and goal now from the 1-yard line.
1st and goal from the 1.
Will go under center in an I formation. Ropati dots the I. In motion to the left side, fakes the pitch, rolls to his right, and it's off the hands of the fullback. Intended for Valele, the sophomore fullback who was open but could not make the catch. Mesa gets a break.
They got a little pressure on him to be able to force that pass a little quicker than maybe he wanted to, but that play should have been made.
Tried to take advantage of the focus being on Ropati. And let's see if they just give it to him this time. You got that elephant package in there with the I formation. McMahon squats under center again, and a flag. We'll get the call from the official in a moment, but it looks like Cerritos may be moving backward.
Ball start.
That's a big penalty to go from 2nd and goal, basically right there at the half-yard line if we go back to the 6.
2nd and goal from the 6.
So now, elephant package out, and they'll go back to their base offense. And the Olympians will get some more defensive backs in there. 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. McMahon takes the snap, hands it off, and this time they swarm to the football and stop him just inside the 4. Isaiah Mitchell in on that play for the Olympians, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
That was a great play by the Olympians. I thought there was a hole opened up there for him to scamper in for a touchdown. He was just able to close that hole quickly. Here's a big play to start the game.
McMahon comes back after running halfway to his far sideline to talk to his head coach / offensive coordinator. The running back is Carl Odom off his right hip. 2 receivers right side, 1 to the left. And it will be a play action. Throw over the middle is tipped and incomplete. Somebody got a big paw on it for Mesa. And now let's see if Cerritos is going to go for it or bring on the kicking team here. Or excuse me, Cerritos.
I didn't really see where he was throwing the ball there. Look, there's nobody where the ball landed at with the tip.
So coming in to kick will be Brandon Petruescu, freshman from La Mirada. Petruescu on field goals this year, 6 for 6. This is a 20-yard attempt. It's up. And it's good.
Field goal by
What a
Brandon.
job by Mesa with the goal line stand, helped out by the false start penalty with 4:18 to go first quarter. They lead it 7-3.
I think Mesa's got very pleased by the start of this game to be able to control the ball for 5.5 minutes to go down and score, and then to hold them down there. They were at the 1 yard line. To be able to keep it to a field goal, get the ball back. This is the tone that you need to start in order to win against an offense that's going to put up points. They're not going to hold them to field goals every time. And to be able to stop them on maybe just a couple drives this game can be the difference in whether they win or not.
Yeah, you've got to believe if that ball had been on the 1 on 4th down, that they would have gone for it.
And on the play where you had the false start that backed it up on the second and 1, it really looked like they were just going to hand it off and jump over the goal line there. And likely probably would have been successful.
Rance Garner back to receive for the Olympians.
Garner to receive for the Olympians.
Petrescu will kick it off. And it's another deep kick that's going to result in a touchback. Garner fields it about 8 yards deep.
Ball down to the end
Well, that's where they started on the last drive. Had an 80-yard drive, about 5 minutes and 28 seconds. And let's see what Asante Hartzog can pull out this time.
Well, the first drive we didn't see Don McManus involved much at all, and he was a big-time converter of third downs in the last game against Riverside. And Andrew Wimmer's your go-to receiver, can run every route. It'd be interesting to see if the receivers get a little bit more involved.
Don McManus lined up to the near side as they go 4 wide, 2 on either side. Wimmer, the running back, Hartzog, the quarterback. And they are going to get called for delay of game here. The play clock went down to 0. That is not a way you want to start a drive.
There's times I just don't understand delay games. Coming out of a timeout or change of possession of like that.
Back it up to the 20-yard line. Yeah, right on the opening possession. Hartzog has them set now on 1st and 15. Has the snap, fakes it, throws to his slot man at the 30 to the 34-yard line, hit hard, and pops right back up. And there you see Taj Broomfield making that catch there. They will rush to the line of scrimmage and get reset. From the 34-yard line, 2nd down and about 1.5 yards. Hartzog has the snap, Wimmer up the middle to the 35-yard line, and that should be enough for a 1st down. Yep, they're going to move the chains.
Andrew Wimmer on the ball carrier picked up a 1st down for the Olympians.
So one of the keys early on, Dan, has been getting big yardage on 1st and 2nd down, staying out of those 3rd and longs. Hartzog now has them set. Trips to the left side as they go left to right. And another bad snap. He was clearly ready for that one, and it was not a good snap. He just had to fall on it and wisely didn't try to do too much.
The 1st down conversion, some of you talked about the hurry up after a big play to keep the defense from changing, and they just went right into the run play and was able to convert. Unfortunately, they bubbled snap there for 1st down.
2nd down and 13 now after a 3-yard loss. Hartzog with trips to the left. Cerritos showing blitz. They come with it, bring in the full house, and it's thrown over the middle, down to the 40-yard line. What an excellent decision by Hartzog. Get that ball out of his hands. That's Broomfield again with the catch.
Has completed Todd Broomfield.
When he first caught it, it looked like it was going to be a much bigger play than that. Broomfield not really able to turn it upfield the way you'd like.
It did look like there was a lot of room in front of him to go, and the one tackler was out there was able to close in.
3rd down and 5, ball on the 40. Hartzog has it, just a 4-man rush this time, steps up, throws over the middle and behind his intended receiver. It's incomplete, and the Olympians will have to punt it away. That was intended for, I believe, McManus.
I thought Herzog was going to scamper again. It looked like he was taken off and he stopped right at the line and threw. I think if he would have kept it, he could have ran for the first down.
Raul Reyes is back to punt. 2 return men back for the Falcons. It'll be C.J. Parks and Javon Tucker. And the ball bounces at the 30, inside the 25, inside the 20-yard line, and takes a nice Olympians roll down to the 17-yard line.
That was a very untraditional punt. The way the punter rolled out, I thought for a second it might be a fake, and then it was a line drive low. I mean, it was probably 8 feet off the ground. It created so it really wasn't returnable, and it also created a situation where it could have bounced off a Cerritos player for a turnover. That's much more of a, prevent the big return, and it worked.
Yeah, they call that a rugby-style kick. And you do actually have the option to just keep it and run it if you see the right look. TJ McMahon now, his second drive of the game. 7-3, Mesa with the lead. Scored on their opening drive. McMahon, good protection. Throws way out to the left side, and an excellent tackle made in the open field there. Tackle made by Sammy Muniz.
Immediately by Sammy Muniz.
Brandon Jones with the catch. And that's just a couple yards on first down.
19-yard line. Second and 9.
Second down, ball at the 19-yard line. McMahon with those 2 backs, one off of each hip. And it's a play action. He's under some heat, throws as he's hit, and the catch is made. C.J. Parks with the reception for the first down, and he gets it out across to about the 33-yard line.
We talked about in the beginning of the game that these two teams were very much mirror images of themselves, and we're seeing that is early in the first quarter. Even the play calling looks very similar.
And correct that, they actually mark it at the 32 as we're under a minute to go in the first quarter. 2 receivers to the left side, 1 to the right. McMahon has the snap and a quick handoff to the right side. Getting across the 35 before he's brought down is Jacoby Hardy. Hardy, a little guy, 5'10", 185, but he's got speed.
Handoff went to Jacoby Hardy.
And I'm going to call for a measurement on that 5'10".
Short.
Yes. I think a little under that. But a good gainer nonetheless.
Well, they measure with their cleats on, so that helps.
And I think they're just going to let this run down under 10 seconds to go. So at the end of a quarter, Mesa Olympians with a 7-3 lead over the Cerritos Falcons. They'll switch into the field. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come right back with the start of the second quarter. 7-3 Olympians right here on Mesa College Athletics. No, I appreciate it. No, I'll listen. With the ball at the 38-yard line, going left to right now. It's a second down. And the handoff or it's actually a pitch that'll count as a pass, goes into Olympian territory. That's the little guy again, Jacoby Hardy. Well, they've really got a three-headed monster, guys that can run the football. That's something where you kind of, those are like body blows to a defense. It might not make a big difference now. You get later in the game, it can have an effect.
Well, if you notice, that play was a big run to the outside, and that's something that this Olympian defense really struggled with against Riverside, and that was containing the outside run.
Well, and obviously they saw the film on that as well. 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. McMahon, a high snap. He knocks it down and gets the handoff away. Boy, that's a great job to not lose any yardage there as he was able to hand it off to Carl Odom. He's had high snaps all night tonight. That's the first one that he really struggled with.
It looked like he was rebounding a basketball to himself and managed to pull it down, hand it off, and to get no gain out of that is a positive play for the Falcons.
Well, unfortunately for offensive linemen, the only time you ever hear their name is when they do something wrong. And David Ibarra, the center, there, the snapper, having some issues with that high snap. 2nd down and 9. They actually got a yard out of that. Play action, under heat, and gets it away, but tackled in the backfield. There's that open field tackle they were looking for, and Makahele, who went off with an injury earlier, making that nice open field grab.
Very similar to where it was shaken up earlier. Is the timing was right there, and he seems to be very quick to close on a play.
Well, and that's what happened too with the pressure on McMahon, having to get rid of it and not really throw in rhythm. He was throwing off of his back foot, and that allowed Makahele to close quickly. 3rd down and 11 at the 43 of Mesa. McMahon with trips to the left side, back to throw, 4-man rush. Good protection, scrambles to his right now, and he will throw it out of bounds, just trying to avoid a loss there. Putting the heat on him was Isaiah Sales, the defensive end out of Texas.
The Olympians did a great job of holding containment throughout that play. A lot of times when you see, pressure on a quarterback and the play keeps going, like second after second they roll out, the result is you get a receiver that breaks free, and what was a busted play turns into a long play, but the Olympians didn't allow that to happen and made a big stand.
Well, in a game that we expected to be a shootout, the Olympians defense has had a couple of nice stands to start this game. Petrescu to punt, and the heat is on. I think they might have gotten a hand on it. If not, nope, they didn't, because their flag just went down. It went off of Petrescu's, the side of his foot. But I think they're going to get Bryson Collins for now. That is it going to be roughing the kicker or running into the kicker? They're going to have a conference here, and we'll get the call from the official momentarily.
It's hard to imagine you get a piece of it how the ball went.
Oh boy! With everything that's gone right for the Olympian defense, this one not so much.
We've
talked about special teams.
Yeah, we talked about the good special teams play of the Olympians, and I'm going to put that in the tough break. That was a hustle play that, if you touch the ball and you make the block, you're the hero, and then all of a sudden you're the GOAT because you got the unnecessary roughness that extends the drive.
Gary Watkins was not happy with that call, saying that they did get a hand on it, but the referee was right there. He would have seen it and probably heard it. You usually hear 2 booms when somebody gets a hand on the ball.
And we didn't hear that in the booth.
And that now gives them a 1st down at the Olympian 28-yard line. Let's see what the Falcons do with new life. That one somebody got a hand on, and it's incomplete. That was Julian Sanderlin, the defensive end, getting his hand up and messing up that pass. Really like this front four for Mesa in the early going. They have been getting pressure on TJ McMahon on a consistent basis. 12.5 minutes to go first half, 7-3 Mesa. McMahon has the snap, and he hands it off. That's Odom going around to the outside to the 20, inside the 20, and close to a 1st down. Yep, he got it. down to the 18-yard line of Mesa.
Yeah, you saw Sammy Munez pound his helmet there. He's just walking back to the line. It looks like he bought on the fake there and went after the quarterback instead of the running back. If he would have stuck with the running back, he probably would have dropped him for a loss.
And, of course, that's assignment football. Somebody's on the running back, somebody's on the quarterback. 1st and 10, 17-yard line. Cerritos trying to take the lead. Has the snap. There came a late blitz, hit as he throws. It's caught down at the 10 to the 5-yard line, leaps into the end zone, and they're going to mark him out of bounds at the 1-yard line. That was Javon Tucker, and what a job by TJ McMahon to hang in there. He took a lick.
Yeah, he paid for getting the ball off there, and the Falcons nearly scored.
I thought that Javon Tucker might have gotten in, but the head linesman said, nope, out of bounds at the 1-yard line, so 1st and goal. McMahon will stay in the shotgun with 3 receivers to the left side. Has the snap, hands it off to Rapati, hitting the backfield, but on second effort, he will get it into the end zone, and that is a touchdown. Touchdown, Cerritos Falcons, and they take the lead.
Rapati did a great job on the initial hit. He turned his almost back to the end zone and used his body weight, push him back, and was able to fall in and carry the defender and fall in for the touchdown.
So extra point pending. It's a 9-7 lead. Petrescu. Nope, it's not going to be Petrescu. They're going to stay out there and go. Okay, I saw McMahon out there. That's right, he's the holder. It'll be good snap. And the kick is through the uprights and good. A 10-7 lead now for the Falcons as they take advantage of the second life on the roughing the kicker after the punt.
Paul Rodriguez kicked the extra point there. Is listed as 5'8", 240. I thought there was a lineman kicking the extra point.
Yeah. He probably could do that as well. Petrescu will be the man to kick it off.
Somehow he didn't see that.
And the deep man for Cerritos is Thomas Fishburne. He's a freshman from Steel Canyon. Steel Canyon High School having a great year this year, his alma mater. In fact, right now, based on the rankings and max prep, Steel Canyon would be in the open division playoffs this year. And not St. Augustine. Speaking of St. Augustine, this is their home field when they play their home high school football games. Here's Petrescu. And he boots it away. And that's going to be a touchback and a huge personal foul penalty coming up against Mesa.
Looks like that was a charging the kicker.
Darian Williams.
Got 4 or 5 flag. Everybody threw a flag.
Charge there. I don't think you're allowed to do that. Obviously not. He's getting a talking to on the sidelines from his coaching staff.
You know, the great thing about it, this junior college football is it allows guys to go on to the next level and to keep the dream alive. And we focus so much on, you know, the big playmakers in there. But this Petrescu, who's been kicking the ball practically out of the back of the end zone, he's got right now almost NFL level strength. This is a guy who can go on to the next level and play for sure.
So the officials still discussing. The flags are still on the field. That has fired up the Cerritos sideline for sure.
We've got the Cerritos SID here, who's 35 years in the business, going, I've never seen that before. Can he do that? I've never seen it before.
Yeah, I've never seen that myself. Here
the
comes
5 flags say that you can't.
Here comes the call here.
There are 2 fouls on the team, both on the receiving team. Encroachment on the receiving team, that foul's declined. There's also personal foul, flagrant personal foul on the receiving team, number 37. By rule, that player has ejected himself from the game.
Oh boy. Ooh. So not only the penalty on Darian Williams, one of their starting linebackers is now out of the game.
That is a tough blow for this defense that's actually been playing really, really well, and to lose a,
Well, I'd like to know what the thought was there. But Darian Williams is going to have to leave the field of play, and that's a huge blow for the Olympians, who lose their starting linebacker.
Do you think there was a design of that just went wrong, or do you think
Well, clearly there was something that went wrong there.
or was the player thinking for himself and trying? I just don't know where the blame lies.
And there goes Williams as they put him on a cart. They're taking him back over, and he gets a hug from one of his teammates, Isaiah Sales, who tells him to not hang his head. They're going to try and do something for this. Now, Gary Watkins is speaking to the official.
Yeah, one of the coaches went out and high-fived the player as he's leaving there. Not a high-five, but really, kind of keep your chin up.
But obviously, that's something that can't happen, and as you mentioned, not something that you see.
It'd be just really interesting to ask the coach after the game, what happened there? Where does the responsibility lie?
So after the personal foul, the Olympians are going to end up with the football inside the 20-yard line at their own 13.
Now, this is just me watching football all these years. I've always felt if you get a personal foul to start a drive, that it should be 1st and 25, shouldn't it?
Well, it's not a bad point. But the bad field position, bad enough here for Hartzog and company.
Please reset the play clock every 25 seconds and go on the referee's ready to play.
So the play clock now set at 25 as instructed. Let's see if Asante Hartzog and the offense can get the momentum back. Right now it's clearly in Cerritos' favor. It's Wimmer getting the carry, and on second effort gets it across to the 16-yard line, about 3 yards on that play. You think about just the chain of events that have happened. You go from forcing Cerritos to punt the ball to a roughing the kicker that keeps the drive alive. You give up the touchdown, and then another personal foul on the kickoff, and suddenly
Momentum was exactly what I was thinking about.
you got to
Ted.
dig
Read my
yourself
mind.
out. Yeah. Hartzog now from the shotgun at the 16. Good protection. Quickly throws and caught at the 22-yard line. That's McManus with his first catch of the night. Dom McManus, a sophomore, 6'2", 205 from Ramona.
So he fell down right at the line there for a first down.
From the 23, right at the first down mark. Wimmer off the right tackle, and he will crawl his way to the 25 on a 2-yard gain. This is what they need right now, is a sustained drive. We're going to settle things down. Even if you don't score here, if you can change the field position, you're doing something.
Yeah, you can't have 3 passes, go 3 and out, and kick the ball right back.
That's correct. He'll spread them out 4 wide, 2 on either side. Hartzog checking over the defense. 4 down linemen for Cerritos. Fumble on the exchange, and it's going to be recovered by the Falcons.
Talk about a momentum.
E.T. Valele comes up with the recovery, and we have our first turnover of the game.
The ball just never got handed off cleanly. It was a kind of a pitch, hit the running back's hand, and it was like juggling, and then it hit the ground.
You know, and really the theme here is self-inflicted wounds on the Mesa Olympians.
It all started with roughing the kicker.
Hartzog never had the snap, and as he was juggling it, could not get the exchange taken care of. Now TJ McMahon and company looking to extend on a 10-7 lead. From the 27-yard line, play action, rolls to his right, has all kinds of time, throws for the end zone, incomplete. CJ Parks was open despite double coverage, but could not come down with it. Would have been a heck of a catch if he had.
It did hit him in the hands, kind of bounced off his shoulder pads there. I like the play call there. Anytime you have a turnover, is to make a big play, make a shot right then, and make the other team pay for their mistake. Unfortunately for the Olympians, the Falcons weren't able to convert.
And how about that arm and accuracy by McMahon on that throw? That was a dime. 2nd down and 10. 4-man front. Throws quickly out to the left side this time to the 20-yard line and out of bounds right there. And that was C.J. Parks again with the catch this time.
Well, here's a huge play here in the 9.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. 3rd down and 5. Ideally after this turnover, if you can get stopped into a field goal, that would be huge and be down by less than a touchdown.
Yeah, this is a key moment for the Olympians defense. From the 22-yard line, it's going to be, as you mentioned, 3rd and 5. Clock ticking down to about 9 minutes remaining before halftime. 10-7, Falcons lead it. McMahon with a running back off his left side. Bunch formation to the right. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Hit as he throws, and it's caught at the 15. Got the first down, did Parks. Breaks a tackle inside the 10 and stepped out of bounds at the 7-yard line. A couple missed tackles there. Got the first down, and now it'll be 1st and goal.
Well, they're saying he stepped on the 8. If this was the NFL and there was replay, I'm not so sure that he did step out of bounds there. That he just kind of kept bouncing off of defenders, and you got to wrap up a guy. You can't just push him to the sideline there.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, especially down here. 1st and goal, they'll mark it at the 8-yard line. Parks wide to the left side. One receiver to the right. That's Javon Tucker with the 2 running back formation, one off of each side of McMahon. Play action, throws it away. Closest one to it was Parks, but good pressure put on by, I believe that was Isaiah Sales for the Olympians.
There's another case with another poor snap. That one was kind of low and away, and it seemed like by the time the quarterback got it, he had to survey the defense there, and it just wasn't able to play, wasn't developing smoothly.
Cerritos make that Mesa with 15 sacks on the season. Sales 2nd on the squad with 3, and he's been in the backfield quite a bit tonight as he lines up at that left defensive end spot. Low snap to McMahon this time, throws a fade to the end zone and off the hands again. I think that was C.J. Parks again. Yeah, he's had 2 drops in the end zone on this drive, and that'll be 3rd and goal from the 8.
That was more of a ball that was knocked away. It was a great job by the defender to bat the ball out of his hands. And Parks did a great job of adjusting his route to get to the ball in the first place.
So another situation where Mesa has a chance to hold them here. It'll be Tucker way out to the left side. Parks is in the slot to the left. One receiver right side, that's Brandon Jones. McMahon on the blitz, throws over the middle, and that's off his hands. 3 drops in the end zone. This time the guilty party is Javon Tucker, and the Olympians hold him to a field goal try.
Well, that was some great quarterback play by the Olympians on back-to-back passes. We're able to bat the ball out of the receiver's hands. And you talk about a momentum shift. I mean, likely Cerritos put some points on the board, but to not have a touchdown after that turnover is huge.
Petrescu will try a 24-yard attempt off to the right hash. Had a 20-yarder earlier to try and make this a 13-7 game. Good snap, good hold, and he boots it strong through the uprights. And that makes it a 13-7 Cerritos lead. But to me, that's a small victory for
That's
the
a win,
Olympians.
yeah. We said before the game it was going to be high scoring. It hasn't been as high scoring as we thought. And to be in it after all those things that went wrong, and you're only down by a touchdown, if you're the Olympians, you got to be, okay, let's go down, consume as much clock as we can here to end the second half, and maybe go into the halftime even. And I think that would be great.
Well, it's important to point out, too, that now with Darian Williams out of the game because of being ejected, that they did that without him on the field.
Right.
Starting linebacker.
And I just, said consume, go in even. There's 8 minutes to go in this half. With these two teams, there could be 3 more touchdowns. So
Petrescu will tee it up at his 35-yard line and get ready to kick it off. Rance Garner back deep for the Olympians. Has not had a chance to return one. As you mentioned, maybe the Falcons learned their lesson after giving up a return for a touchdown to open the game against Fullerton last week. A high kick this time could be returnable. Called for the fair catch.
Did he make it?
Oh, no,
it was on the
at the
1
yard line.
No, but if you do it inside, it goes.
Okay, he was standing in the end zone.
Okay.
All right. Everybody wipe your brow. They'll get it at the 25-yard line.
Ted and I just got a rule lecture here in the box. We thought that he had fair caught it on the 1, but apparently if you make the fair catch signal in the end zone and then step out to get the ball, it still is a touchback.
Yeah, so you and I can both take a deep breath after that one. We're about to both have a conniption fit after that one. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 25 for Asante Hartzog. Now it's up to the offense to try and continue this shift. The defense has done a great job thus far. It's the pistol formation for Hartzog. Here comes a blitz off the right side. The give is to Wimmer on the right side. Cross the 30-yard line and takes a hard lick down at about the 32.
Wimmer had some great vision on that. He looked like he was going to be stopped for no gain. Almost waited for a block. I'd say he waited for a block to develop there and was able to turn upfield. And he saw the vision, the blocker was there, and made the play.
Yeah, Wimmer, good looking back. 5'10", 195, a freshman from Bingham, Utah. On 2nd and short, play action. Hartzog throws out to the flat, caught at the 35, and barrels his way to the 37-yard line. And that catch by Noah Arajau, the freshman from Poway, my alma mater. Saw him play quite a bit in high school.
First down, Olympian.
6'1", 225, big kid. 1st and 10, 7 minutes to go in the first half. Wimmer goes in motion, and the handoff goes up the middle, and he could be gone! 40 to the 30, the 20, and that's a touchdown! Touchdown, Olympians, Rance Carter!
63 yards.
63-yard scamper.
That was all set up by the Wimmer going in motion. The defense kind of followed him and left a hole up the middle. The Olympian running back just took a 63 yards to the house. And as I said, it looks like they were a point away from tying this game up. This has been a game of momentum, and that was a momentum-shifting play right there.
Wow, just a huge hole in the middle of the defense. And Carter just turned on the afterburners. He's, of course, the kick returner who hasn't had a chance to return a kick, but he showed what he can do when he gets in the open field. Raul Reyes to try the extra point. It's up and good, and the Olympians have taken a 1-point lead, 14 to 13.
Olympians 14, Falcons 13.
It's interesting how that develops here. You talk about being the kick returner. We thought that he erred there, he hadn't, to set the drive up, and then he's the one who comes through with the big run to give the Olympians the lead. I don't know the exact time of possession here, but I would say that the Falcons have controlled the clock for the most part in this game. For the Olympians to be up 1 on a big play, that's something they've got to be very excited about.
That's the first real big offensive play for either side. Their opening drive just methodically went down the field. Cerritos, on their touchdown drive, were helped out by a roughing the kicker. Still a long ways to go in this one. 14-13, 6:52 to go in the first half. Alongside Dan McClellan, I'm Ted Mendenhall. Glad you could join us tonight. We'll be right back with you here tomorrow, next week, next Saturday. Another 6 p.m. kickoff. That'll be against the Fullerton Hornets.
Well, Ted, I'm enjoying this so much with you. I wouldn't be mind coming back here tomorrow. Is there something else we can broadcast?
Yeah, well, we can find something. Absolutely. That one is dropped by Jacob Hardy, and now he'll take it across the 20 to about the 21-yard line. Jacoby Hardy. You can see what they're doing there. They're trying to pin him to one side of the field and keep him from having options other than one. And then they bring their coverage team down to pin him in.
Hardy, Sean Moskowitz on the tackle with the Olympians.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line for TJ McMahon and company. Great job by our crew here today, keeping us on the air. We're on YouTube. McMahon now with 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. It's Rapati as his running back. Quick throw to the left side, caught by his tight end across the 30-yard line. That's Matt Den Hartog, the sophomore from Los Alamitos.
Well, after the big play by the offense here, I think it's time to get turnover Tina some action here this evening. It was great to see the defense, make a big play, get the ball right back.
So that was a first down. That takes it up to the 33-yard line. Yes, they didn't get to use turnover Tina the last time they were here. Olympians showing blitz. They come with it off the right side. He throws that way. Caught by Parks at the 40. And he's ridden out of bounds right there at the 40-yard line.
There's another case where you don't make the tackle, the defender falls off, and the receiver ended up stepping out of bounds there. But if he regains his balance, he could have taken that ball to the house. You got to wrap up the guy and bring him down.
Sammy Muniz with the coverage on that play. It'll be second down and 3 from the 40-yard line. Brandon Jones into the game, lines up wide to the near side. Now a whistle. They're telling him to reset the play clock, which was down under 10 seconds. McMahon on second down. The handoff to Rapati, runs into a wall, and he's not going to get anything. It'll be third down. As we near the 5-minute mark, there's another big third down. That's been a story of this game so far, has been third down conversions or lack thereof for the Falcons.
Mesa defense doing a really good job retaining Rapati right up the middle. Not a lot of big plays up the middle on the run. It has come on the outside.
Sean Moskowitz, the free safety, now talking with Isaiah Mitchell, one of the linebackers for Mesa. You see him lining up in the middle there on the 45-yard line. Second down and 3. McMahon, play action, rolling to his right, and throws just out of the reach of his intended receiver, incomplete. And that should bring on the punting unit. Intended receiver was C.J. Parks.
Big defensive stand there. Big score. Gave up I think 1 first down on that drive, and then to get the ball back. Now you have an opportunity to, maybe go up by, 8 points going into the half. The momentum has definitely shifted back to Mesa.
Brandon Petrescu is the punter here. Back to receive for the Olympians is Hunter Allen. Averages only a little over 6 yards per return. Usually just has to catch it. This is a high spiraling kick. Calls fair catch and makes it at the 30-yard line. Flag is thrown because he was tackled after a fair catch call.
There's a flag also back by the kicker there. There was a running into the kicker, and then it looked like perhaps they didn't give after the fair catch signal enough space for the fair catch.
Well, Dan, if they ran into the kicker again, this could be a huge break. I believe it would be offsetting penalties, and they would just re-kick it. Mesa extremely aggressive on punt plays, getting pressure up the middle. And you're taught on the special teams that you don't go after where the ball is, you go after where the ball is going.
There are 2 fouls on the play. One the kicker on the receiving team. There's also kick catch interference by the kicking team. By rule, those fouls will offset and will replay the game.
So it wasn't roughing the kicker this time, it was running into the kicker, which would have been a 5-yard penalty, still enough for a first down. So because of the fair catch interference, the Olympians get a break.
Yeah, I like the fact that I interpreted the flags correctly there.
Well done. That's a fist bump worthy right there. So they'll re-kick it, Petrescu. And Hunter Allen back deep. This time they lay off the kicker. And Allen is hit right when he catches the football. Good coverage downfield. That was DeMario King. making the tackle there for Cerritos. But the Olympians take over offensively with 4:17 to go. And now the question is, do you stick with that little hurry up that they have when you get first downs? Or do you go into that 4-minute offense and try to get a drive going where you leave them no time at the end?
I was thinking exactly the same thing. I'd like to see the running game a little bit more involved here and convert some first downs. You get under 2 minutes, then start really, moving faster.
Hartzog will hand it off up the middle and up ahead to the 34-yard line. So again, that was Rance Garner.
Elijah Dolphin on the tackle.
And he'll get it up to the 34-yard line.
Mesa O-line doing a really good job of creating some holes there for the running backs. We saw it on that play, and then on the big touchdown run is the gaping holes to be able to run through, especially on the near side of the field.
2nd down and 5. 4-man rush. Hartzog has good protection. Good throw to McManus, who makes the catch and gets the first down to the 40-yard line. They needed 5. They got 6. Boy, Don McManus really is that guy that you need in every offense, somebody that's going to run a crisp route and make the catch when you throw him the football.
McManus is a stick mover.
And he will come out here, and taking his place, Cade Hackey. Wimmer goes in motion. We saw this earlier. This time they throw it to Wimmer on the outside, 45, midfield, and into Cerritos territory, out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
It was almost as if the touchdown set up that play. On the touchdown, Wimmer went in motion. The defense bit on Wimmer and created the hole for the touchdown. In that play, Wimmer went in motion, and everybody left him alone, and he was wide open and was able to 15, 20-yard gain there.
Falcons outside linebacker Victor Clanton. Looks like maybe a cramp there. They're stretching out the leg over at the 47-yard line. And you like when you can have a formation where you've now shown them 2 different things. Anything you can do to make the defense question what they're seeing is a good thing.
And the thing that I'm a little surprised that the Falcons have gotten away with, they were doing that with the 2 running back sets on the first drive, which seemed to really confuse the Olympians defense on who to cover, who was going to get the ball. And you haven't seen that since the first drive.
We apologized earlier, a little technical issue that we have gotten rectified. Back with you here with 3:05 to go in the half. And Mesa with a 14-13 lead over Cerritos.
And consuming some game clock.
From the 46-yard line. Going in motion, Wimmer. The give is to Garner up the middle. And Garner gets another healthy carry to the 43 of Cerritos. Rance Garner, of course, with that big 63-yard touchdown run.
We have a guy down, lineman looks like on the Falcons lineman down. Timeout.
Yep, that is Bedadiah Togafa'u, who is walking off on his own, although gingerly.
It looked like he just fell down, like he was going back to the line, just kind of tripped over his own shoelaces there. Hopefully he's okay.
From the 43-yard line, it'll be 2nd down. 7 yards to go. Asante Hartzog, the freshman from Lincoln High School, running the offense. Sends a man in motion. And going up the middle, Garner, 30, down to the 28-yard line. So Rance Garner throwing a little wrinkle into things, giving him the speedy back. And another first down as we get down to 2 minutes.
They're a very nice job of letting the play develop in front of them.
Quickly to the line, and a throw is high and incomplete. They got that first down and tried to quick snap them there.
It looked like that worked a little bit against them that time. They didn't seem to be all in sync on that play.
Antoine Ware was the intended receiver. Wimmer back into the game, but Garner will stay in. 2 receivers left side. Ware, the lone receiver, to the right. On 2nd down and 10. Play action, throw to the right side, and Ware wasn't looking for it that time, and it's incomplete. Stops the clock with 1:51 to go.
It's the second play in a row. It just looked like there wasn't something not in sync with the wide receiver and the quarterback. Like their wide receiver wasn't running the route that the quarterback was expecting.
Yeah, and I was just going to say I'll usually side with the quarterback on those. Trips to the left side this time, one receiver to the right. That's Cade Hackey.
Oh, well, that was my
Hard count, got him to jump.
Yeah, he did.
So that should make things a little bit easier. Assuming that this was against them. Yep. Oh, false start. So Wesley Thompson, the sophomore from Poway High School, charged with the false start, will make it 3rd and 15.
So Ted, what do you think happens here? If you get down here, it's a false. You're kind of in no man's territory here.
Well, you've got Raul Reyes is your main place kicker. His long for the year is 41 yards, but he's only attempted 2 field goals this season. 3rd down. Hartzog back to throw. Good protection. Throwing it for the end zone and too far. Intended for Broomfield.
Broomfield had a couple steps there.
Excuse me, that was Ware, not Broomfield.
Ware had a couple steps on the defender. Just that the timing wasn't quite there.
Well,
So
you
what are they gonna
mentioned
do?
no man's land. Looks like they're going to keep the offense out there.
You know, there's a 1:44 to go in the half. I like the call here.
I do too. And generally what you like to do on the offense, maybe you throw another deep one. If they pick it off, it works as good as a punt. And a timeout. Mesa using their second timeout of the half.
Mesa College. This is their second try.
That'll also give Coach Watkins a little extra time to think about what he wants to do here. You could consider punting the ball away. A fact that maybe you weren't aware of, Hartzog was the punter at Lincoln High School as well. So you could do the old John Elway, line up in the shotgun and then just boot it. Lots of options here.
Ted, I kind of almost like wouldn't necessarily be a Hail Mary pass, but you know, to put 2 or 3 receivers kind of in the same spot, and more good things can happen than bad things. So you know, the good thing is you get a reception for a touchdown, you get a pass interference that's going to extend the drive, and even if it gets intercepted, you're liable to pin them inside the 5 or 10 yard line.
Well, they've talked it over. Offense will still be out there. Trips to the left side, the wide side of the field. Dom McManus is the lone receiver right side. Hartzog with Wimmer as his running back. Cerritos looks like they're going to come after him. They do. Good protection, though. Hartzog now fires it toward the end zone. It's hanging up there, and he hit it off the crossbar.
You gotta
hit it way too far.
You have to give your receiver a chance there. I mean, that was thrown out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah, that's one where you tell him put a little air under it. Give your receiver, as you said, a chance that was intended for Cade Hackey. No problem with Hartzog's arm, that's for sure. So 1:35 to go. Let's see if TJ McMahon and company can take advantage. Mesa with a 14-13 lead. McMahon with 4 wide receivers. Has the snap. Fires to the left side. It's almost intercepted.
Very close.
Hunter Allen was the man there.
If Allen guy had nothing but green in front of him.
Yeah, they're just playing zone right now and reacting to where the quarterback throws it.
You know, Ted, there's a 1.5 to go in this half, and if you have 2 more incomplete passes, Mesa might have another opportunity here.
I believe Cerritos has all 3 of their timeouts. So you could look at it the other way as well. If they get a big play, they have timeouts to use. And somebody jumped up front. And the officials eventually threw a flag.
Mesa was able to get back.
Outside. Number 2.
He must have made contact.
Well, it was the second one. That was Isaiah Sales off the left defensive end. The initial one, they were good, but Sales went into that neutral zone. 2nd down and 5, so they get a free 5 without the clock moving. 1:31 to go. From the 38-yard line now. Down to just 2 seconds on the play clock, they get it off. And the give on the left sides, and the tackle made shy of the first down.
He might have it, Ted. It was really, really close. It depends where the line judge comes in.
Carl Odom with the carry there. It's going to be 3rd down and short. They're already signaling 3rd down.
3rd and 1.
Clock continues to roll. Let's see if Cerritos tries to fake him out here and play action. On 3rd and 1, McMahon has the snap, and he will hand it off again. That's going to be a first down. Odom gets it down to the 46-yard line. Clock will stop while they move the chains. They'll restart it once the chains are set. The clock has already started. Down to 45 seconds. McMahon is ready to go. 4-man rush. And he throws it to the wide side. It's caught into Mesa territory by Brandon Jones. 31.5 seconds showing on the clock now. Ball is right on midfield.
Where do you think they need to get to here for a viable field goal kick?
Well, if you look at their kicker, their long is also 41 yards. So for that, they'd have to get it to about the 25-yard line, 24. Mesa showing blitz, but their man slipped under pressure anyway, and now big room to run for Odom. Down to the 35 to the 31-yard line,
But
and they are very close to that field goal range now with 23 seconds remaining. And they're in position where McMahon can take a couple shots at the end zone.
But Odom kicked back upfield instead of going out of bounds. Did a couple more yards, and the clock does stop here as they move the chains.
And a timeout is called by Cerritos. I'll tell you what hurt the Olympians there was Isaiah Mitchell, the linebacker, was going to blitz up the middle, and he slipped. And so that allowed them to block up the middle just fine, and McMahon had time to find his running back Odom in the flat with lots of room in front of him.
I think it's important for the Olympians' defense here is to be weary of the big play. I think they're going to take a shot or two into the end zone, and just don't allow a wide receiver to get behind you for an easy score here. Even if you're able to just keep it to a field goal, I think that's field goal attempt here would be a nice stop here to end the half. But you don't give up the big quick score.
These are two teams that don't try a lot of field goals. Petrescu on the season has tried 6 coming into today, plus the 2 that he's hit today, so 8 on the season. From the 31-yard line, McMahon has the snap. Throws it to the left side. It's caught by Odom, but he's going to be hit and dropped in the backfield.
That's a very interesting play call at that point. When I saw the running back lined up back there, I thought he was lined up there to block.
Well, they are trying to exploit that flat area. You mentioned it early in the game that the Olympians had trouble with that play, and they have not had trouble with it tonight. Sign of a good defense. One is swarming to the ball. The other is not getting beat on the outside, and they've done a good job on both of those counts. So the second timeout called by Cerritos with 17 seconds remaining.
With the timeouts, they had the ability to run that play. But I got to think here they're going to take at least one shot at the end zone. Maybe they're thinking they need to move the ball up another, 10 yards to have a field goal shot, though, too.
Well, at least run it to the first down mark where you can get the clock to stop and set up for a field goal. From here, it would be about a 49-yard field goal attempt. McMahon has them lined up, 2 on either side. back to throw. Throws for the end zone, and it's a jump ball off the hands of his intended receiver. That was intended for...
Incomplete. Bryson Collins depending on the play.
Couldn't see who it was intended for. It's a number 7, Hunter Allen.
Well, Fallon did a great job on coverage there.
Jovan Tucker, excuse me.
Fallon stayed with the wide receiver the entire time, and as soon as the receiver turned, he turned his head and covered him. Nothing close to pass interference, just well covered. And he kept the receiver towards the corner end zone, didn't allow him to get out in front of him.
Well, you'd have to imagine on 3rd down here, they're going to just take another shot at the end zone. Timeout is called, and that's the final timeout by Mesa in the half, as they'll try to get their defense set. Now, another interesting thing, Isaiah Sales, their starting defensive end, came off the field. I wonder if they call the timeout to get him back in there. Bryson Collins, corner for the Olympians, appears to be shaken up. He's not being attended to by a trainer. One of the coaches was talking to him, and maybe he's just gassed on this drive.
Ted, you've talked about how well the Olympians' defensive front has done in being able to get pressure on the Falcons' quarterback. Would you bring a blitz in this play, or are you going to drop a cornerback in for coverage?
If it were me, I would have no problem bringing the blitz here. The corners have played well. They've run stride for stride with the Cerritos receivers. And by the way, Isaiah Sales is back in the game after that timeout. Just 2 down linemen for the Olympians. McMahon back to throw. It's just a 3-man rush, so he'll have all kinds of time. Scrambles to his right. This will be the final play of the half. Fires for the end zone, and it's knocked away. Isaiah Mitchell breaks it up, and the Olympians are going to go to the locker room with a 14-13 lead.
Yeah. Ted, you're right. He did have all day to play there, but the Olympians were able to get pressure on the quarterback, which basically did force the pass a little quicker than he wanted to. And most importantly, they did have the quarterbacks drop back there and were able to break up the pass. I've got to think that the Olympians have got to be very excited going into the half with a 14-13 lead. I really expected there to have been a couple more touchdowns scored in the first half, a little bit lower scoring, but we could see some fireworks in the second half, Ted.
Well, everybody saw a defensive battle coming, right?
Absolutely.
No, not quite so much. 14-13 is the score at the half. When we come back, we'll get you some halftime stats, and we will get you set for the second half. I want to remind you of a couple things going on in Mesa College athletics. Coming up on the 29th, women's soccer against San Diego Miramar, women's water polo against Grossmont, men's water polo against Grossmont. Those are at 2 o'clock and 3:30 respectively. Women's volleyball against Cuyamaca will be at 5 p.m. And coming up on next Friday, November 21st, it'll be women's basketball. How about that? At the Mount Sac tournament, that starts at 12 o'clock. 1:30 men's water polo against Mount Sac. That's all coming up in Mesa Athletics this week. With Dan McClellan, I'm Ted Mendenhall. We are at the half. Back with those stats and stories in a little bit here on Mesa College Athletics. welcome you back as we get ready to start the second half. Remember, Cerritos won the toss and deferred to the second half, and perhaps that strategy paying off for them here as they will get the ball to start down by 1, 14-13. We'll get you up to date on the statistics as we go along, but they're about to tee it up and kick it off. Some of the storylines: Rance Garner, a 63-yard touchdown run that gave the Olympians the lead. TJ McMahon, a normally extremely accurate passer, is just 14 for 26 in the first half for 129 yards. Hasn't been sacked, but the Olympian defense has been up to the task so far, so expect to see some adjustments in the second half from Cerritos for sure. As it is teed up and we are ready to start the second half. It's going to be returned by Jacoby Hardy to the left side, and he is hammered right at about the 25-yard line, and that's where they'll take over. Their leading rusher in the first half was Carl Odom with just 7 carries for 28 yards. Leading receiver CJ Parks 4 for 40.
I wonder if Parks will get a little bit more involved here in the second half. Last week he set a season or a school record for receptions in the game at 13. He was 13 for 165 TDs. That was a 50-year record going back to 1969 for most receptions a game. Previous was 12 for Cerritos.
It's good stuff there, Dan. TJ McMahon's got him lined up in the shotgun. And it's going to be a handoff off the right side, breaking one tackle and getting up to the 30 for about a 5-yard gain. Hinckley Rapati there it was. Rapati in the first half had 4 carries for 15 yards. He had the lone touchdown for Cerritos. Remember, that touchdown drive set up by a roughing the kicker on a punt.
Second and 5 from the 30.
Lined up near side is Brandon Jones, 2 receivers to the left for McMahon. Second down and 5 from the 30. McMahon has the snap looking left, throws out into the flat, caught at the 30, slips a man out in the open field, midfield to the 45. He has a blocker all the way down into Olympian territory, just shy of the 30-yard line. Boy, that's a play and a type of play we didn't see Cerritos make in the entire first half.
He just juked the defender there for Olympian. He set up right in front of him after the catch, maybe 2 or 3 yards off, and he literally just stopped and then bolted again, and he was by the defender.
That was CJ Parks on the catch and run. Down to the 32, opening drive of the second half, 14-13 Mesa. But Cerritos with a big play, knocking at the door, hand off to Rapati, and he breaks a tackle down to the 27-yard line. They had him hemmed in at about the 30, and he picked up 3 more.
This was kind of the pace that I was expecting from Cerritos to start the game. Maybe we'll see a little bit more in the second half and perhaps a bit more offense.
Second down and 5, so getting big chunks early in this opening drive of the second half. 3 receivers in there, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. That's Brandon Jones. McMahon on second and 5, again to Rapati up the middle. Started right, then cut up the middle to the 22-yard line. That should be enough for a Falcon first down, and they move the chains. So already a much better rhythm than they had in any drive that whole first half. And you expected it. There were going to be adjustments for sure.
I also haven't seen any of the poor snaps so far in this first drive that we saw a great deal about in the first half.
Javon Tucker wide to the left. CJ Parks in the slot to that side. Brandon Jones to the right. And they'll stick with the ground game. Nope, it's a play action. Oh, and getting hammered on the play, TJ McMahon. He took a hit by Isaiah Bolden, the 280-pound defensive tackle.
I think McMahon's going to feel that one tomorrow.
That brick wall wears number 43.
McMahon still picked up a few yards on the play, though. It was a positive play for the Falcons.
Second down and 9. Not going to ask McMahon to do that again. And it's a play action. Throwing a fade toward the end zone, and it is caught for the touchdown. 21 yards on the play to C.J. Parks, and the Falcons take the lead on their first drive of the second half.
I think perhaps one of the Olympians, the defenders weren't lined up, but before the snap, you had a coach jumping up and down, yelling, trying to get their player into position there. And what ended up happening is you had a cornerback on an island. Perhaps there should have been a safety there to help out.
Raul Reyes now to try the extra point, make it a 6-point lead. And it's a low kick, and it's going to be no good.
That was blocked. There was a hand got on that ball. Well, what we saw there is that the type of offense I expected from Cerritos to be able to, gain yards and chunks and score quickly. Be interested to see if Olympians can answer here. No shame that they're down 5 points to start the second half.
So it makes it a 19-14 game. That's the third missed extra point for Rodriguez this season. And now Rance Garner will go back deep for the Falcons. For the Olympians. His biggest play so far tonight was offensively with the 63-yard touchdown run.
The sports information director here said that all 3 of the missed extra points were blocked this season, which means he's just not getting the ball up.
And that sports information director, John Van Gaston's been at Cerritos for 33 years. He's our official scorer tonight as well. We thank him for his great work both now and I go back with John going back to the mid-90s when I was calling Palomar College football at the time with the legendary Tom Kraft, who's now at Riverside. Got a chance to see the Comets win a national title back in 1998. Went to another title game in 2001 and just got smoked by City College of San Francisco the next day. Or actually the day before that game, Tom Kraft had announced that he was leaving to take over the head coaching job at San Diego State. Asante Hartzog now on their opening possession. Throws right side, caught at the 30-yard line, and just shy of a first down to the 33, I believe. I'll wait and see who the catch was there. That was Hackey, number 11 on the catch. When we have a moment, we'll get you the offensive stats for the Olympians. Second down and 2. Hartzog fakes the snap, throws over the middle for the first down, and wrestled to the ground is Antoine Ware.
Ware may have lost a yard or two as he tried to kind of do a U-turn there and turn back upfield.
We told you earlier, Hartzog 8 of 14, 69 yards in the first half. Leading rusher was Rance Garner with 86 yards. His leading receiver, Taj Broomfield, with 28. Expect to see the Olympians maybe throw the ball a little bit more now here in the second half. Empty backfield. And here comes the 5th man on the rush. Hartzog tried to duck out of the way, and he is sacked.
Wasn't able to scramble out his
Shipton will get credit for the sack. That's his 4th of the year. Hartzog kind of shaking his head there.
Mesa College. This is your second time out of the half.
Reminder you all have one of the Olympian bands of the station and on the east side of the stadium for your halftime enjoyment.
And the ball is batted and incomplete. Hartzog now. Now he's going to be dragged down. Boy, they blocked it well, but he couldn't find an open receiver, and that's Elijah Dolphin with the sack, his first of the game. Boy, things have changed quite a bit.
Two big losses there. Once again, a big momentum shift.
And in the end zone, it's incomplete. Cameron Minor defending on the play for the Falcons. Ball goes over to Cerritos, first and 10, Falcons from the 33. Minute 35 to go in the half.
The ball never got more than 3 yards off the ground. No string line drive-outs have actually made a Falcon player as it bounced around.
Mesa College. This is the second time out of the half.
You don't really know where it's going.
Reminder again to all Olympians fans of the concession stand on the inside of the stadium for your halftime enjoyment. Play resumed at 4th and 15 through the 33.
New middle linebacker in there right now. Jason Mahid for Mason. Play action, under pressure, and he's going to be sacked. Isaiah Mitchell drags him down for a huge loss.
Well, all of a sudden on both sides of the ball, it's the defense standing up and making some big plays and changing the tone of this game.
Nice job by Mitchell to not let McMahon get out of his grasp. And it goes all the way back to the 19, bringing up 3rd and long. 14 yards to go. They have to get it to the 33. Four receivers in there, 2 on either side. Olympians faked the blitz, setting up the screen to Rapati. Slips one man to the 25, down the sideline, and he stepped out of bounds shy of the 30. And it'll be 4th down and about 3 yards to go.
What a crucial stop.
That is a big stop for Mesa.
Looks like they're going to get the ball back here, at worst at midfield here.
And regardless of where he gets the ball here, it should be decent field position. Petrescu gets it away. Hunter Allen makes the catch at the 35, up ahead to the 40-yard line, got out of a tackle, 45. He's across midfield, down to the 45-yard line, and finally goes down right there.
There was about 3 different times that play where it looks like he was down for sure. He had a defender wrapped around his legs, and he was able to just step out of the tackle and keep on going, and takes it all the way back to the 45, 46-yard line of the Cerritos Falcons.
Down to 6:37 left in the 3rd quarter. Mesa trailing by 5, 19-14. From the 45-yard line, Hartzog sends Wimmer in motion to the right. Play action, throws it to Wimmer. He's down to the 40, got a nice block before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Pickup of 6 on the play. Gotta say, the Mesa Olympians are very fortunate to have a PA man here by the name of Mike Basalo. Tell you a little bit about him in a minute. Second down and 4. And a throw to Wimmer is too far. Basalo actually lives out in Phoenix, Arizona, in the Phoenix area, and commutes out here on the weekends as the longtime PA announcer at San Pasqual High School, and now obviously here on Saturdays with San Diego Mesa. He's got great pipes. He's a wonderful man, and lucky to have him here.
That is a commitment.
That's great. That's somebody that just loves the game, you know? Third down and 4, 6:01 to go third quarter. Hartzog checks over the defense, sends his man in motion, throws it over the middle, and it's knocked away in a flag. Carl Odom, excuse me, flip that over. Jeremiah Flanagan is going to get called for the pass interference here.
Is it holding or pass interference?
Well, we'll get the call right now. Either way, it'll be a first down. Turn on your mic.
Holding on the defense, number 4. Penalty, automatic.
So there you go.
Well, the defender was draped all over him, but I guess he was draped all over before the pass.
He was. You could see that arm around the hip there, and that's the thing that the officials are looking for. So first and 10. Let's see if Mesa can take advantage of it. They've got it at the 30 of Cerritos, trailing by 5. 4 down linemen, a 5th creeping up into the box there. Hartzog on play action just lofts it, and it is incomplete.
That was a risky throw.
Very dangerous throw indeed. It intended for Dom McManus down that far sideline. Yeah, he was not in rhythm. He was throwing back off his back foot, fading away.
If the defender was turned around waiting for the ball, easily could have picked it off. And McManus had his hands on it. He could have came down with it too. Lucky for an incompletion.
On second down. And it's a give to Garner up the middle, 25 to the 20-yard line. That's enough for a first down. They'll mark him at the 19. Needed 10, he got 11. And then for a moment there, it looked like nobody was going to touch him.
I thought he was going to be gone. Looked very similar to the touchdown run earlier. There's a hole opening up there.
And Garner now is just a few yards away from 100 yards rushing. Garner stays in the backfield along with Wimmer. And now a timeout called by the officials. That one's called by Cerritos. That's their first timeout, so they'll have 2 left. 5:21 to go here in the third quarter.
With a close game like this, it very well could come down to whoever has the ball last. And burning a timeout early in the third quarter, that could be a difference maker.
Well, that's true. I think here in this situation, seeing that Mesa's in a little bit of a rhythm offensively, maybe just thinking we want to break that up and also make sure our defense is on the same page here.
Yeah, they may have saw they didn't have the right personnel on the field, and Mesa does like to hurry things up after a big play, and that was a big run for a first down, and so probably a smart call. But we'll keep an eye on timeouts and managing the clock towards the end of the game.
Well, we're glad you could join us tonight from Merrill Douglas Stadium. Got a good one here of just a 5-point game, and the Olympians trying to reclaim the lead after the opening drive of the third quarter. Cerritos able to drive 75 yards and take that 5-point lead. Trips to the left side on first and 10 from the 19-yard line. Hartzog checking over the defense, who is showing blitz. They come with it, and it's a throw to the corner of the end zone. The catch is made, but out of bounds.
That was really hard to see from here. I thought he got a foot in.
Dom McManus ruled out of bounds. It'll be second down and 10.
Ted, they're down by 5 points here, but it's 20 minutes to go in the game. If they were to score a touchdown, do you think they'd go for 2?
I don't think so at this point in the game, no. I don't think I would. Right now, the disadvantage is to Cerritos with the missed extra point. You don't want to possibly miss a 2-point conversion and get them right back into it. Hartzog with a fade to the end zone has a man. Did he make the catch? No, he left it on the ground, but what a great attempt by Taj Broomfield.
Broomfield turned around, looked like he had the ball, but just couldn't control like his momentum, and the ball bounced out as it hit the ground there. For a second, I think Ted and I both thought it was a touchdown.
Tremendous effort by Broomfield. He just couldn't hang on to it throughout. And by the way, that was Antoine Ware. I want to give credit where credit is due there. That was 18, not 16. His teammate Broomfield is lined up to his left as he lines up the closest slot to the line of scrimmage. Cerritos shifts their defense, and it's a play action, and not on the same page there. Incomplete.
Now what do? Early in the game, they went for it. It looks like they might be going for it again. I mean, a field goal.
Yep, here comes the kicking unit.
Here it goes. Okay. The offense stayed on the field for a second, but you get within a field goal. I think you got to take that opportunity here. It's a little bit different than in the first quarter.
Raul Reyes, 1 of 2 on the year with a long of 41 yards. That was back on September 14th at Golden West. This will be a 37-yard attempt. Got the snap, got the hold. It's a low kick, but it is going to see its way through. A 37-yard field goal by Raul Reyes brings the Olympians within 2. It's now a 19-17 game.
I think that could have been tipped to the line. I'm not sure. It was a low end-over-end kick and just barely made it over the crossbar there.
It's okay when you look in the box score tomorrow, they won't know that. It's just a 37-yard field goal.
Yeah.
And that was the important thing, was to come away with points there, Dan. You come away with no points there, and that would not be good either.
And now you have that missed extra point earlier is really looming large as the Olympians are only down by 2. Another field goal and they could win this game.
Jacoby Hardy, Brandon Jones, the deep men, back to receive for Cerritos.
There you go. The delay is just really late.
Those of you that might be interested in the World Series, Houston leads Washington 8-1 in the bottom of the 7th inning, looking to even that series at 2 games apiece. I know you're a baseball fan like I am, Dan. Every year I want the World Series to go 7 games.
I don't think there's anything more exciting than sports than extra innings in the 7th game of the World Series.
This is going to be a short kick taken by Hardy at the 25-yard line, 30, and then stacked up just across the 30-yard line. Well, plus as a baseball fan, one of the saddest days of the year is the day after the World Series. There's no more baseball.
That's true.
So Cerritos will take over 1st and 10.
I'm not a big basketball fan, so I may be the saddest day is the day after the Super Bowl because it's not a lot for me. That's kind of the sports black hole for me.
Yeah, I think I sort of forced myself to be a basketball fan just for that reason. Ball at the 33-yard line. Falcons taking over there, going left to right. They lead by 2, 19-17. McMahon takes the snap, hands it off to Odom. Across the 35 to the 37-yard line. He'll get about 4 on the play, bring up 2nd and 6.
We haven't had many flags in this game. It's been, I would say exactly clean because there's been a couple personal fouls there, but it hasn't been a flag-ridden game by any means, and the clock's been moving right along here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, to the Olympians' credit, they've shored that up a little bit after some costly personal fouls in the first half. 2nd down. McMahon from the shotgun, spread him out 4 wide, and hand off to Odom up the middle. He's hit and dropped just across the line of scrimmage, picked up a couple, and that's it.
Olympians' defensive line has just done a tremendous job. They've been able to get pressure on the quarterback, and they've been able to contain the inside run. And I've really been surprised that Cerritos hasn't really been trying to test that outside, on the run game especially.
Eric Payton made the play there, made that initial hit and wrapped up. That's been a little bit of an issue for the defense. Some missed tackles, but not missed there. 3rd and short, about 2 yards to go for the Falcons. McMahon again spreads them out 4 wide. Has the snap. They tried to bring the blitz. He's got man-on-man coverage, and the catch is made down at the Olympian 28-yard line.
Sometimes when you see a play, you just got to tip your hat there. That was a great pass, great catch by the Falcons. Ball just dropped right into the receiver.
Brandon Jones with that catch and run there. They mark it at the 27. Another big play for Cerritos. Their head coach / offensive coordinator, Dean Grossfeld, has made some adjustments, and that includes the shock plays like that one. 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. They lead by 2. Handoff left side, hitting the backfield, broke a tackle, down to the first down marker at the 17-yard line. That was Jelon Manning with his first carry of the night. And a huge missed tackle there as he ends up getting the first down or close to it.
Well, here's the guy in the booth trying to influence the game. I have yet to see turnover Tina in action, and I don't think it'd be a better time than right now.
Turnover Tina, the trash can they use after a turnover, and they go and throw the ball in there, throw it away. 2nd down and inches here. Fake to Manning. Throwing toward the end zone. Has a man. Did he get a foot in bounds? No. Intended for C.J. Parks. Parks, who dropped a couple in the end zone in the first half, just caught that one with a foot out of bounds this time. It'll be 3rd and short. Worth a shot there when you've got such short yardage.
And Parks had to step on a defender there.
Ethan Sibley on the defense.
3rd down and about a half a yard, 2:17 to go. 19-17, Falcons lead. Manning stays in as the running back. High snap over McMahon's head. Manning fields it on a hop, and he's headed for the sideline. He's going to be dropped for a huge loss all the way back to the 33-yard line.
Well, it wasn't a turnover, but that was the huge play that the Olympians defense have noticed or needed. One thing I've really noticed from TJ McMahon and his passes this half is he's putting it where only his guys can catch the ball.
So now 4th and 15 after they had 2nd and inches. They bring him out with 4 wide, make that 5 wide receivers. Olympians trying to make changes on defense. They do not look like they know what's going on. Now they seem to be settled in. 2 down linemen with a rusher off the left side, and a timeout's going to be called here. The Olympians, I think, called the timeout here. Oh, and a delay of game called against Cerritos. Didn't notice the play clock there.
So you have a high snap that had to lose, 12 yards on that, and then the delay of games, another 5, 17 yards.
4th and 20.
Yeah, they're going the wrong way if you're a Cerritos fan. From the 37-yard line now. McMahon on a 4-man rush, steps up, under pressure from Sales, throws on the run, and it's caught and knocked out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Brandon Jones. Cerritos wants a late hit.
I don't think so. I know what they're barking about there, but the guy never stepped out. He was the receiver was on the in the field of play when he got hit.
Oh boy, the officials may have thrown a flag. They did. Now I see it.
It does look like there was a flag down around the 32.
Here's the call. So Brandon Jones, you'll notice the official had his hat off. That means Brandon Jones was the first to go out of bounds, or the first to touch the ball after going out of bounds. That's a penalty. And the Olympians hold on downs. They will take over at the 37-yard line.
Well, earlier in the game, we saw a series of events go against the Olympians' way, which led to a score. And now we see kind of a similar series of events go their way to turn the ball over on downs. And again, another big momentum shift here. If they can get points on the board, the Olympians can take the lead.
19-17, Cerritos with the lead, a minute 26 to go in the third quarter. Hartzog has his offense set, has Wimmer off his right hip. Wimmer gets it on the handoff, and he's stuffed right at the line of scrimmage, actually lost a yard.
Handoff to Andrew Wimmer.
Second down and 11 now coming up from the 36-yard line.
Hit immediately by number 54, who lots of yard in the play. Second and 11.
Same formation, trips to the right side. McManus, the lone receiver, to the left. Cerritos comes with a four-man rush. They pick it up. Hartzog throw over the middle, incomplete. Oh, he put it right on his hands, Dan. Yeah, you said it. But he could not pull it in.
One thing I've kind of been noticing on the sidelines here in the last few minutes, Ted, you were talking about the Olympians' defense in the previous drive didn't like they were able to quite get set, and the defensive coach has really been lecturing him down there and trying to go through, whether it's the signals he's calling or something, to make sure everybody's on the same page.
So 3rd and 11, that was Antoine Ware, the intended receiver, who was hitting himself on the head saying, I should have made that. They bring the house, throw to the left side, and it's too high for McManus, the intended receiver. Hartzog had to get rid of that as they brought everybody. He had single coverage everywhere. So not a good drive for the Falcons, for the Olympians,
And what's so
to go
frustrating
3 and
about
out.
that is that McManus, he was there, it's just he got pressured, like you said.
Brandon Jones and CJ Parks are back to receive. Low snap. Reyes gets it and gets it away. Fair catch called for and made by Parks.
Fair catch call.
Right at the 25-yard line with 32 seconds left in the third quarter. And Cerritos leads by 2, 19-17.
What's almost comical about that is the Lowe's fumbled snap, and he runs around a bit, and the kick's probably the most normal kick we've seen from him all night long.
That's true. So Cerritos will start at their own 25. Olympians unable to take advantage of the Cerritos mistakes, going 3 and out. And now it'll be up the defense. I think you mentioned it earlier. The defense needs to come up with a turnover at some point. McMahon has the snap, swings it out to Manning. Manning had to catch it off his back shoulder, and he's going to be dropped for a loss.
Great job. I talked about them trying to work on the outside. I feel like that's a weakness of the Olympians' defense there. But they're certainly able to contain that play and drop for a couple-yard loss. Brings up a 2nd and 12.
Julian Sanderlin making the play there. We haven't seen very much of Hinckley Rapati or Carl Odom here in this second half.
And we haven't seen that two-back formation was so interesting in the first drive at all after that.
That brings us to the end of the third quarter. Cerritos leads by 2, 19-14. Back after they switch ends here on Mesa College Athletics. Cerritos with a second down and 12. From their own 23-yard line, they lead it, though, 19-17. And Mesa looks like they're coming after McMahon here. They've got 6 guys on the line, and they are coming after him on a low snap. Just got rid of it, spinning to the outside and just getting a couple of yards is Javon Tucker, and it'll bring up 3rd and long.
TJ McMahon was very lucky to recover that. It hit the turf. Luckily, for the Falcons didn't bounce too far away from him, but that could have been a huge turnover deep in Falcons territory. So, Ted, you got a bunch of candy lined up for Halloween for trick-or-treaters?
I do not. I'll actually be over at my folks' house helping hand out there after going to watch my nephew play freshman football at Poway High School. On the shotgun snap, and a nice throw over the middle and the catch by C.J. Parks. Boy, McMahon just threw a dime right over the middle, and he got the first down.
Big completion on 3rd and long, and that's, when you look at momentum shift and field position, that was a huge play for the Falcons.
1 minute into the 4th quarter, that's a huge first down for the Falcons. If they, at the minimum, even come up with a field goal, they would force Mesa to have to score a touchdown to take the lead. From the 42-yard line, McMahon has the snap. Here comes a rush right up the middle, flushes him to the right, and he throws it away. Smart move by McMahon there, as the heavy pressure being put on again by Isaiah Sales, who's had a great night tonight. Isaiah Sales, 6'3", 230. He's a sophomore. Went to Karen Wagner High School in Wagner, Texas. And he has had a party in the Cerritos backfield tonight. 2nd down and 10, 13:35 to go in regulation. McMahon hands it off, and it was bobbled by Manny, and he will fumble the football. Who's got it?
I think Mesa's got it.
And Mesa's got it, coming out of that pile.
Come on over.
And it is time for Turnover Tina to do her thing on the first turnover by the Falcons at midfield.
I hear the pounding of the trash can. They're getting ready.
1st and 10 for Mesa, the ball at Cerritos 47.
Second turnover of the game, one for each side. And that one's a costly one as Cerritos was trying to extend on a 2-point lead. There's the banging of the drum. Boy, that drum has seen better days. From the 47-yard line of Cerritos. Hartzog takes the snap, hands off to Wimmer, who runs into his own man, recovers enough to get back just shy of the line of scrimmage. That was going to be about a 3 or 4 yard loss otherwise.
Yeah, Weaver looked like a ping pong ball running off his own lineman there, bounced backwards for about 3 yards.
And of course, the reason he bounced off his own man was a huge push up the middle by the Cerritos defense. Those defensive tackles are some big old boys. Bediah Togafau is 295 up the middle. 2nd down and 10. They gave him no gain there. Play action fake. Hartzog spins out of a sack and now just throws it away. Is that going to be grounding against him, though? He was still in the pocket, I thought.
Yeah, we had a receiver in the area there.
Yeah, they point to Taj Broomfield, who was in the area. But right now, the problem for Mesa is they have not been able to do anything offensively their last drive, and so far here on the first 2 plays of this one. In danger of going 3 and out again.
3rd and long, look for Don McManus here.
On 3rd down. Hartzog trying to get a drive going here. Trips to the left side. Here comes that blitz again. Steps up, fires, and it's incomplete. He was looking for McManus. And the pass broken up by Darren Smith, a sophomore from St. Paul High School.
Broken up by Darren Smith.
And Raul Reyes will be forced to punt this ball away. Cerritos still leading by 2. 19-17, 12:36 to go in the game. Reyes gets it away. It's a ground ball. Gets through the 5.5 hole. Out to left field. And on the warning track, it's down at the 5-yard line.
That was a great Tony Gwynn reference there. So, Poway alumni, did you get to watch his son, Tony Gwynn Jr., play much there?
I didn't see him play at Poway. I did see him play at San Diego State. Who I did get to see, since you're a fellow Padre fan, was Phil Plantier. When I went there, he was a senior, I was a freshman, and he was the number 1 draft pick by the Boston Red Sox. If you've ever been to Poway, the football field is behind the left field fence, and he actually hit one in the middle of band practice one day. He hit some majestic shots in high school. There's a give to Rapati, pushing the pile across the 10 to the 12-yard line. You know, Plantier actually played for the Padres and had a 34 home run, 100 RBI season for them.
You went to school with Plantier. I went to school with Brian Giles, Marcus Giles.
So you went to
Shane
Granite Hills.
Spencer. Let's see. The list goes on. Do you know one state championship now?
No.
Cheerleading.
Second down and 3 from the 12-yard line. Cerritos leading by 2. McMahon looking left, throws to the left, and the catch is made by Parks, who will run out of bounds at the 12. The 17. That'll be good enough for a first down.
Shane Spencer actually was on the 98 Yankee team to beat the Padres in the World Series.
I was at that game for.
Really good friends with one of my best friends. I sat down and interviewed him for SanDiego.com. But he was a replacement player, so he doesn't get a retirement.
That's right. Boy, that was an amazing Yankee squad. 11:18 to go. First and 10 from the 17. McMahon hands it off right up the middle. Boy, that was a huge hole opened up for Hinckley Rapati.
Well, time is somewhat being a factor here that if, with 11 minutes to go in the game, Cerritos is up by 2, but if they were to go down and score a touchdown and possibly go up by 2 scores, that would make a big difference at this point in the game.
Takes it up to the 24-yard line. They have to get to the 27. It'll be second down and 4. Second down and 3, excuse me. Low snap. McMahon is going to get smacked at the 15-yard line. That's Julian Sanderlin.
Every player on the field makes a difference. You talk about running backs and wide receivers, but the center on both sides of the ball here has had a negative impact on the game.
Yeah, self-inflicted wounds on both sides. Big break for Mesa now brings up third and about 9 back at the 18-yard line. McMahon will line him up with 2 receivers to the right side. 1 to the left, he's got his 2 running backs. Rapati and Odom. Back to throw, looking to throw deep, slings it over the middle, and it is caught for a first down. Another clutch throw by TJ McMahon, that one caught by Brandon Jones.
Back-to-back drives. He's in basically the same part of the field has had a huge third down conversion. Almost mirrored with the same one on the last drive.
Boy, what a great job buying time and then finding somebody in the middle to keep that drive alive. Under 10 minutes left in regulation now. Handoff. Rapati tries to cut right, slips out of a tackle and got up to the 44-yard line. Once again, missed tackles. And that becomes a factor late in the game, too, as the defense starts to get tired.
You were reading my mind there today. I was thinking the exact same thing. The Olympians scored on a big play, but for the most part, the Falcons controlled the clock, and I think that could have a factor here towards the end of the game.
Second down and 3, 8:45 to go. And the give to Rapati, and he's hit by 2 defenders and will be stopped a yard shy of the first down.
Certainly a big play in the game here. 3rd and short.
They're going to take their time and try to bleed that clock down to 8:20. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining.
I see their big Olympians have their big fullback in the huddle here. 3rd and short, I wouldn't be surprised to see him get the ball.
And time is called by Cerritos. That's their second. It comes with just a tick under 8 minutes remaining in the game. That'll give us a chance to remind you that coming up next week we'll be right back here at Merrill Douglas Stadium as the San Diego Mesa Olympians will host the Fullerton Hornets. That game time is also at 6 p.m.
Yeah, before the timeout there, I noticed that the fullback, number 44, Ateni Valani, I believe is the pronunciation. He's showed at 5'11", 290. It's like the refrigerator Perry out there. I mean, that's the guy you want to give the ball when you just need to get a yard.
And that's all Cerritos wants to do at this point is keep moving those chains and then score at the end of the drive with leaving Mesa not much time. $7:59 to go in the game. Cerritos hanging on to a 19-17 lead, a game that we thought was going to be a shootout. It's turned into a game of a defensive battle and certainly a lot of mistakes as well. They've got that power I formation. McMahon with the hard count got him to jump, but nobody made contact. Now the handoff. Rapati got the first down and then some. Right at the 50-yard line. That will move the chains with 7:54 to go.
It looks like perhaps they changed the play call after the timeout. The fullback went from being in the backfield to being a lead blocker.
1st and 10. Mesa needs another stop. They got that turnover we had been looking for, but could not take advantage of it. 1st and 10 from the 50. Rapati is the running back. McMahon has the snap. Looking to his left, throwing for it all, and it's incomplete. Excellent coverage by Dariel Weathers, the safety for Mesa. That'll bring it 2nd and 10.
I wonder if the receiver maybe lost the ball on the lights there because the ball was right on there and it looked like he just never made a move for it.
2nd and 10.
Some of that you give credit to Weathers, who anticipated that and got in front of him and impeded his progress. Checking into the game for Mesa, Ethan Smiley, a linebacker. And he's coming in for Sammy Muniz, who we called a bunch in the first half. Here's the snap and the give to Rapati. 45 and smacked just at the first down mark. We'll see if they give it to him. Looks like he got the first down.
I got to give it to Ted here. He's like the great sports multitasker. He's not only doing a beautiful job of calling play-by-play here, he's got the Aztec game up, which they're leaving 14-0 UOV, and then on a smaller screen he's got the World Series going on.
It's my ADD checking in here, but thank you, Dan. So he will be marked shy. 3rd and a yard. See, it looks like they may bring in that power formation again. They do. Down to 6:40 left in the game. McMahon under center. And he fakes it to Rapati and throws it to his tight end in the flat, who makes the catch for the first down.
There was another low snap on that play.
That was Matt Den Hartog, the 6'3", 240-pound sophomore from Los Alamitos. And Alamitos, it's Jeremy Haywood, actually, with the catch.
Jeremy Haywood.
So they will snap this with under 6 minutes left in the game. And you may see some ripping at the football now.
And it's been about a 5-minute drive just to go about 30 or 40 yards right now.
It's the perfect drive if you're Cerritos. McMahon fakes the handoff, looking to throw over the middle. Incomplete, looking for Parks. Well, it looked to me like Parks didn't quite cut that dig route sharp enough, and it cost him. That'll bring up second down.
Yeah, Parks had a step on the defender there.
And Collins actually comes limping off the field. That's not a good sign. And he's also holding his right arm against his body.
Second and 10, Falcons from the 37.
Second down and 10. McMahon with Rapati to his right. And he hands it to him. Rapati running to the left, to the 35, hit by one man, and the rest of his teammates come to help him out. Coming off the bottom of that pile is that man again, Isaiah Sales, on the tackle. And it'll be third down, 5:25 to go. This could be the game right here, Dan. They need to stop here to leave some time for their offense.
Yeah, and it was Collins that limped off the field there. It looked like he was maybe stretching out his groin.
Third down, 7 yards to go. McMahon looking right, throws, and it's caught at the 30-yard line. And he's going to be marked down. He was stopped shy of the first down. That was Haywood again, the tight end, making the catch.
They're calling him down there, but he scampered forward for about another 5 or 7 yards. It never looked like he was completely down, but I think that what happened, the ref blew the whistle that the play had stopped.
Well, and his forward progress had been stopped. Fourth down, and the offense is staying out there. 4:25 to go.
4th and 2.
2 yards to go at the 29-yard line. McMahon goes under center. Odom is his running back. It is Odom off the right side, spins near the first down mark. I think he got it.
He didn't have it initially, but he spun around the corner and was able to kind of fall forward.
He made a nice spin move inside, and we've got an injured player down. It's a Cerritos Falcon.
The line judge was on this side of the first down flag on our side, and then after he fell down, kind of jumped over to the other side and ran in.
Well, Dan, this will be something to keep an eye on. That's David Ibarra. He's the center. They've already had some issues with snapping the football. Now the backup center coming into the game.
Still, that was a big first down. Just in terms of clock management, again, this drive has been a 7-minute drive.
That was a first down, and the clock will start again with 4:05 left. So the new man snapping the football is going to be Jason Citala. Got a clean snap away there. McMahon throwing deep for Parks, incomplete. Right there on the coverage with Sammy Muniz.
I'm a little surprised with that play call because they've been doing such an effective job of moving the ball down the field, getting first downs, and milking the clock. But then to have a deep pass and stop the clock, it really doesn't make a lot of sense at this point.
Second and 10, Falcons from the Olympians.
3:42 to go in the game. And I'm told Jason Citala was an all-conference center. So no worse for wear with the backup center. Got the snap away, the handoff to Rapati down to the 25-yard line. That'll keep the clock rolling. And now Coach Watkins is going to have to think about using timeouts on the defensive side depending what happens here.
I think you let the clock run here.
They're going to be able to snap the ball with under 3 minutes to go.
3rd and 8 from the 25.
Third and long coming up, 8 yards. Back into the game. Actually, Austin Freeman coming into the game now. So 3rd and 8. Triple receivers to the right side. McMahon is back to throw. And now he'll swing it out to Odom, and it's incomplete. What a job
Now it's been very
That was
interesting to see.
Muniz again.
I think this is a tough call for the Falcons. This is not an easy field goal. You miss it, you give the Olympians, fairly good field position considering there's 3 minutes to go in the game to be able to go 40 or 50 yards to get a game-winning field goal.
And we have an injury. It's Odom, who was hit hard by Muniz on that last play. It was pretty much a blindside hit. He turned around and took it. He's up on his feet now and looks like he's going to walk off. Good to see.
It does appear that the Falcons offense may be staying on the field.
So the ball at the 25-yard line, I think the field goal unit is coming out.
I was mistaken there.
Because you make this a 5-point game, you force Mesa to have to score a touchdown.
But if you miss, Mesa can win with a field goal.
Petrescu is the kicker. This is going to be a 42-yard attempt. This would be his season long. From right down the middle, plenty of leg, and it is good. 42-yard field goal for Petrescu from with 2:47 left. Makes it a 22-17 game.
And that could be good for another 5 or 10 yards. Clutch kick.
Well, he's got to be one of their MVPs if they go on to win this game. 3 field goals in this game when the offense wasn't up to par this week. 2 offenses that averaged 36 points a game. We got a 22-17 game.
We have 2 minutes and 47 seconds. We know that Mesa can run the hurry up. They'll run the hurry up just in the middle of, make a big play, and they hurry up and go try to make another play. So they're very comfortable running that type of offense. Can they do it effectively? That is the question here.
And you got to figure Petrescu is just going to boot this thing out of the back of the end zone and make them have to drive 75 yards. Helps the defense to know that they have to get a touchdown.
Now, Mesa's big score did come on a long run play. We got 2:47 and some timeouts. I don't think the running game is completely out of the picture at this point.
Fair catch called for and dropped in the end zone, but it'll be a touchback. 2:47 to go. Let's see what Asante Hartzog has got. The freshman, he's a great kid. Got to see him play at Lincoln High School as well. He's really soft-spoken. If he was just sitting here with you and me, he's not a man of many words, but out on the field, he's a leader, and he's a guy that his teammates really gravitate towards. This is a chance where quarterbacks make their names, right? A chance to come up with a game-winning drive in the final minutes of the game.
And this is, I believe, his first game being the quarterback for the entire game for Mesa. So
here comes the blitz on first down, throws over the middle, and it's almost intercepted. Jeremiah Flanagan off the hand of Dom McManus. Not only almost had the pick, he almost had a pick 6. Oh boy, everybody exhale there. That was the ball game right there. 2nd down and 10. Let's see if they can take advantage of a huge break they get by the drop. Four receivers, 2 on either side with Wimmer in the backfield. Hartzog steps up, has that ball. Boy, that was a funky throw. It goes out of bounds, incomplete. I don't know what the heck happened there, but it was not a good throw, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
Well, Mesa needs to settle down here and just get a completion and make something that is a manageable 4th down conversion. They're going for it.
2:38 left. From the 25-yard line, Hartzog staring at a blitz that's about to come his way, and he changes the protection. Now they back up in the secondary, 5-man rush, steps up, tries to run, and he is blindsided at the 21-yard line. Ekena Ahu-Mibe with the sack, and it's 4th down, and Mesa has to go for it.
Well, Herzog was able to scamper for few first downs early in the game, but I think he needs to be a little bit more self-aware in that situation of basically his blind side.
Well, on top of that, a penalty against Mesa is going to, well, I would think they would decline it.
Yeah, I would think so.
It's going to be a time, or no, it was just a timeout, excuse me. Saw him signaling towards Mesa. Just a timeout. They've got one timeout remaining, 2:26 left in the game, and have made no forward progress since the kickoff. In fact, they've lost 3 yards after that sack. So at the very least, they're going to need 13 yards just to keep this drive alive. And I would expect Cerritos to come after him again here.
Well, Ted, regardless of how this game finished, I just want to say how much I've enjoyed being in the booth with you. I've followed you for many years with what you've done on the radio, and it's been great to finally get an opportunity to work with you.
Thank you, Dan. It's been enjoyable with you as well. You and I have been friends on Twitter for a long time, and I've followed a lot of your writings, and especially your coverage of the whole stadium debacle. 2nd down and 13. Asante Hartzog rolling to his right, will throw deep over the middle, and it is incomplete. That's knocked away by DeMario King, the free safety.
McManus is just screaming on the sideline because he was...
Hold on, there's a flag, Dan. There's a flag back in the offensive backfield. This could be a late hit on the passer, or it could be holding. It's going to be a hold against Mesa. They turn it over on downs, and the Falcons now with 2:17 take over, and Mesa only has 1 timeout. So barring a huge play somewhere defensively, Mesa is staring at their 3rd straight loss after a 4-0 start.
I guess you still want to, burn your timeouts. And if you force them to a field goal here quickly, you're down by 8. You still got a chance.
Falcons at the 22-yard line, up by 5 and lined up in the shotgun. And looking to throw. Rapati catches it behind and is able to break the initial hit by Isaiah Mitchell.
A bit surprised with that play call there in
I am
terms of
too.
clock management.
I am too. Mesa will go ahead and use their final timeout. Stops the clock with 2:10 left. Yeah, I'm surprised they went to the air as well.
Just a lot more can go wrong.
So the deal is now Mesa cannot stop the clock with 2:10 left.
2:10 to go in the game.
So Cerritos can really drain the majority of this clock by just keeping it on the ground. We'll be with you again next Saturday, 6 p.m. Fullerton Hornets coming to town. Coming into today, Fullerton was 2-4, also 0-1 in league play. Here we go. 2nd down from the 21-yard line. Same formation. 3 receivers, Rapati in the backfield. Mesa going to come after him, of course. He wants to throw again. Throwing for the end zone. Parks could not hang on. It's incomplete, and that stops the clock, and Mesa says, thank you very much. It's 3rd down.
Again, I'm puzzled by the play call.
I don't get it.
You run it up 3 times up the middle, and if you get a 1st down, you win the game. Oh, we got the Mesa defender just fell down as he was returning the huddle.
He was trying, and that's Muniz, somebody they need on the field.
And he did made a nice play to break up that pass.
Well, the last couple days it's been dry and hot. The Santa Ana's blowing through here, and though the Santa Anas have gone away and the humidity's gone up, not by much. We were talking single digits the last couple days. Today I would say it was, around 25-30%. Still relatively low humidity, and we've seen a lot of players cramping up. It's one of those things, if you're going to be hydrated in conditions like this, you have to do it way before today. It had to be early in the week. And I don't know if that's the case here with Muniz, but they're still looking at him.
He seemed fine. He got up and he was running back, and then he just felt like maybe I think you're right on cramp.
Yeah, because he's got a little hitch in his giddy up as he goes to the sideline.
He didn't grab anything when he went to the ground.
Yeah, nice hand for Sammy Denise. Taking up on the last play for the Olympians.
Well, one pass that was complete for very little gain. They were able to call a timeout. An incomplete pass stopped the clock. And now they can't run out the clock just running the football. 3rd down and 9 from the 21. McMahon will hand it off to Rapati. Slips inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line. And the clock continues to roll at 1:57. And I had the timeouts wrong because Mesa is able to call one here. Stops it with 1:57 left, and now it's 4th down.
I think so. I would call that poor clock management. Mesa's going to have another opportunity here.
Well, here's the deal. Cerritos kicks a field goal, say here. It's still an 8-point game.
Still an 8-point game. And if you miss the field goal, you could have a situation where you have a last-second touchdown to win again.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what Cerritos was thinking offensively there.
Well, we said at the top of the broadcast here that whoever had the ball last could win the game. And it looks like Mesa's going to have the ball last, and maybe they will.
Well, here they come out. Petruescu is the place kicker this time.
We know he has the leg, and he hit it straight.
Petruescu has kicked 3 field goals today. Looking for his 4th. From 35 yards out, it's blocked, and it's caught by Daniel Weathers. He can return it. Takes it up to the 20, just shy of the 20, and then he lost the ball. Oh, man, what a comedy of errors here as Mesa finally comes up with the ball.
Was he down before he at the 15? Or
they never blew the whistle.
Now, coach is just going to.
Goodness gracious.
Minute 42 to go in this game. You've got 88 yards.
Where's the Benny Hill theme song when you need it? A minute 42 to go.
Well, we don't need to see me running naked around the football field to go with it.
Yeah, appreciate you not doing that. 13-yard line. They need a touchdown. A minute 42 to go. Well, the offense has not been able to do much here in this second half for the Olympians. Hartzog back to throw. Steps up. Throws over the middle. Has a man and makes the catch. At the 30 to the 37-yard line. That'll stop the clock. That's Antoine Ware. The clock should be stopped right now, and it's still rolling. Why is the clock still running?
A little home field disadvantage there.
Hartzog back to throw. They lost a lot of time there. The catch out of the backfield. Midfield, 45, down to the 41-yard line. That's Wimmer.
He got out of bounds.
The clock stops with a minute 14 to go. There should be about a minute 25. .114 left. It's a 5-point game. A touchdown wins this game. 22-17 from the 42-yard line. Hartzog with trips to the left side and now a whistle. Cerritos calls the timeout. Well, there's nothing they can do about it now, Dan, but they literally lost about 11, 12 seconds with the clock not stopping on that first down.
That is a great point. There's really no explanation behind it there. Well, this isn't the score we expected, but this could be the final that we expected.
Yeah, you had it all the way. You said the team with the ball last, and the Olympians are hoping that you're right. With a minute 14 to go, they're at the 42-yard line. Coach is no doubt reminding the Cerritos defense that a field goal means nothing, so you don't let anybody get behind you. If you're the defense, do not let anybody get past your deepest man. In this case, that is Vincent Fernandez, their free safety.
Let's go, boys! I still think there's enough time to work everywhere on the field.
It's actually DeMario King, and let me correct myself there. from the 42. The Mesa fans standing and cheering. Here comes a heavy blitz. Got it away. It's caught 40, 35, 30. Down to the 25, to the 15-yard line.
What a well-executed screen. We have looks like the quarterback's down.
Asante Hartzog took a hard hit.
He's limping back. He's hobbling.
Antoine Ware with that catch and run. They mark him at the 17-yard line, 1st and 10. Clock will restart with 1:05 to go. Actually, no, it won't. He went out of bounds.
First down for the Olympians.
Plenty of time here. You can even run the ball.
That screen was set up perfectly.
Well, they anticipated the blitz and were ready for it. So here's Hartzog now from the 17. Ware in motion. Hartzog throws for the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown! Mesa has taken the lead. Taj Brookfield on the 17-yard pass.
I'm almost concerned that they scored too quickly here. There's still a minute to go in the game. With 2 minutes to go in the game, we thought this thing was over. Quick score here by Mesa, and there's a minute left to go. Now this is where you got to go for 2. You gotta
Absolutely. Yep.
For now, a minute to go in the game. Olympians.
You go for 2 here because then it would make it a 3-point game where they can't win it with a field goal.
And this opportunity should never have happened if it wasn't for the poor clock management.
So they'll go for 2 to try and make it a 25-22 game.
Olympians will go for the 2-point conversion.
Wimmer came running off the field for
and
Mesa.
Herzog's still kind of limping around back there.
1 minute exactly remaining in this game. So here's Hartzog with a funky bunch formation out to the right side. 5 receivers out there. McManus went in motion. The throw to the end zone is incomplete.
Again, no time expires on a 2-point conversion or any extra point conversion. So a minute to go. Without completing a 2-point conversion now, a field goal would win the game for the Falcons.
Well, first things first, you got to get a stop on the kickoff. You don't want to have a return for a game-winning touchdown either.
I think we'll see another one of those low line drive kickoffs again that bounce around a bit. Hopefully pin them somewhere inside the 30 at least.
So it'll be Jacoby Hardy and Brandon Jones back to receive for Cerritos. 23-22. Cerritos trails by 1.
And the Aztecs are up 17-0 over UNLV.
Well, they want to try and pin him deep if at all possible, at least make TJ McMahon have a long field. Cerritos has shown they can get yardage in big chunks. Kicking it off for Mesa will be Luis Gonzalez. A high kick will be taken at the 12. Head to the 15, 20-yard line and stopped at the 22. That's Brandon Jones on the return. Now Petrescu has got a strong leg. He kicked he's got 3 field goals today. He's had 1 blocked.
And he's consistently kicked balls deep into the end zone.
But that's the important factor here is they don't have to score a touchdown. They just need to get into field goal range. McMahon in the shotgun. He's got 4 wide receivers. Mesa playing back just a 3-man rush. Hit as he throws, and it's knocked away. Oh, what a play. And it's that man again, Sammy Muniz, who's had the greatest night.
How many timeouts does Cerritos have left?
That's a good question. 0. 2nd and 10 from the 21-yard line. Well, you could say Cerritos put themselves in this position with poor play calling on their last drive. Back to throw, 3-man rush, and incomplete. CJ Parks getting into it with Muniz there a little bit, but no flag, and it'll be 3rd and 10, 44 seconds to go.
It was thrown in the area, CJ Parks, but he never even turned around and looked for the ball. He just engaged the defender the entire time.
4-down territory, obviously, for Cerritos here. McMahon, back to throw. 3-man rush again, throws up to the middle. Parks makes the catch. That'll extend the drive to the 34-yard line.
But the clock is moving. We're down to 30. Well, when they set the ball, 37 seconds.
Oh, man, and an injury will stop the clock now.
That is a top break.
And that is Daryl Weathers on the ground for Mesa. So, in effect, it gives Cerritos a free timeout that they did not own. The clock does restart once they have Weathers off the field. So the situation now, they're at the 35-yard line. His season long was tonight from the 25 of Mesa.
All right. Hope he's okay. He's sitting up.
Boy, this has been a physical game on both sides. Daryl Weathers now will come off. Walking on his own, but doesn't look like he's feeling too hot either. And he's got the right arm up against his side, which is not a good sign.
At the beginning of this game, we talked about this being 2 evenly matched teams, very similar stats coming into the game. And that's really played out here, right? Today. I mean, their uniforms are actually very similar.
Here we go, 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. This time a 4-man rush, and McMahon under pressure throws it, and it's caught. Man, Odom just saved his bacon with the catch and got out of bounds. 30 seconds to go. 23-22 Mesa. Boy, they pull out a 5-yard gain out of that.
Well, they start with exactly a minute. Now they're down to 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
McMahon back to throw. Throws, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Bailey Torres. Stops the clock with 24 seconds left. 3rd and 5. And Cerritos seems to know that they can get that 5 whenever they need it, so they're trying to make plays to get bigger chunks. But now, 1st down obviously a factor here. They got to get it to the 45-yard line. McMahon with 4 wideouts, 2 on either side. Low snap, handoff to Odom. And Odom is just shy of the 1st down, and the clock's going to roll with 17 seconds to go. They got to get to the line. They thought they would get the 1st down. They didn't. 10 seconds to go.
8, 7.
This is the game right here. McMahon back to throw. Spins away. This is going to be the final play. He's sacked. Julian Sanderlin, and Mesa has won the game.
Wow, big victory for Mesa. They're in it now for the division. Oh, ref's gonna. That's it, right? Ref's.
Now whistles and a conference, which can't be a good sign if you're Mesa.
I was really surprised that they didn't just.
Here comes the.
48.
What?
Oh my goodness! A holding call against the defense.
So we have no time on the clock. The ball's on the 46. So we're going to have one last shot.
One untimed down. So Cerritos gets another shot at it. This is just.
He's kicking.
He's going to try and kick a 63-yard field goal. Are you kidding me right now?
Somebody should break it.
What? Petrescu. Going to try a 62-yarder.
No.
It's high, and it's going to be short, and now it's the final. Mesa wins it 23-22. What a crazy chain of events.
I think you gotta applaud Watkins and his team for never giving up. And on the other side, some really poor play calling there at the end of the game that gave Mesa an opportunity to come back and get the game-winning touchdown. And even on the final drive, the draw play to let the clock run, they did for the hold there. They could have just thrown the ball down to stop the clock. They did none of that. Just a series of really poor clock management plays by the Falcons. But Mesa comes away with the win, and they are definitely in contention here in league play.
Well, one of the things we talked about early was that Coach Gary Watkins wanted to see his team handle adversity better, and they certainly did that, winning it 23-22. The Olympians improved to 5-2 on the season. They're now 1-1 in the Central League. For Cerritos, they fall to 4-3. They are also 1-1 in the Central League. For Dan McClellan, I'm Ted Mendenhall. Thank you so much for joining us. Once again, the final score, Mesa 23, Cerritos 22. Good night, everybody.
Here's the point.
I mean, the only thing I could think of is it was arrogant.
I know. Trying to score a touchdown when all you got to do is run it and get the first down, the game's over. And then we brought him luck.
I think it would be dope if we saw no one like that too.
Thank you.
For some reason.